goes wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
We're doing great. I mean, hard not to feel great with a race at Talladega. Most exciting track in NASCAR. I am looking forward to it in the playoffs, too. Yeah, especially with these quick two-race round playoff format that Ghost has going on here. This is the first round of the round of 12, I believe. This is 1 out of 2. So Talladega could really, really just mess your entire playoffs up as everyone is so close in points right now. Tate's leading the points with Dylan McDonald tied with him. Spees is 5 points behind. Vickery, Gibney, and Whitehead are 10 points behind, and then the rest of the field is 15 points behind. So everyone's super close. So having a bad race here at Talladega might ruin your playoff chances and your championship chances.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly
Say again. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we go here at Talladega, some interesting storylines going into the night. Stephen Ford is going to be subbing in for Wally Babb tonight in the 99, and probably biggest story of the night as we open up the round of 12 is that Dalton McKinney is going to be subbing for Christopher Tate, your points leader going into the night. Christopher Tate, he joined in the middle of the season and just ran his butt off to get to where he is. He's leading the points going into the round of 12. Him and Dylan McDonald leading the points, but you're not going to be seating your points leader tonight in the playoffs. That is insane. I mean, Dalton McKinney has to be feeling so much pressure tonight, filling in for the points leader. As right now, Kyle Gartner is leading the. He is leading the qualifying with a 52.2 with a top speed of 185 mile an hour. As you're seeing, Dylan McDonald just finished his qualifying lap, and he is going to slide in at 13th place at the moment. Another big storyline going into the night as the Fords have won every single plate race. Every single points plate race, I should say. The only race that they did not win in terms of non-points race, they lost Duel 1, I believe, the Chevy in, Duel 2. Brock Whitehead won Duel 2 at Daytona, but other than that, Ford has gone to victory lane. They won the Daytona pole. They won Daytona Duel 1. They won the opening Daytona Day race, and they won the finale race with Kevin Gibney Jr., taking that one home. So it's going to be interesting if Chevy and Toyota can get their act together. And Toyota especially has really struggled at the plate tracks this season, as they have gotten a grand total of one top 10 out of the entire Toyota field. They've gotten one top 10, and that was at the Daytona night race with Zachary Woods. So you got to feel Zachary Woods in the 60 and David Motorspa in the number 1 car are the only Toyotas in the field, I believe. They have to be feeling just all the pressure in the world.
Well,
seeing as they have one top 10 all this year.
that is true. Also, they are the only 2 Toyotas. So not that I want to defend a Toyota by any means, but there is only 2. So I guess their numbers are against them. But those Fords certainly running pretty good, as you mentioned, Blake. Sorry about that, everybody. Just having a little bit of a mic issue. Blake, thank you for being able to get that handled for us. Wow, I got that going. Nonetheless, it's time to bring in our resident pastor. I can't even talk tonight again. Halfway through the week. We're almost at the end of the week, everybody. Zach, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. Give me 1 second here. There we go. I changed up my mic so you'll be able to hear me a little bit better. But
there you go. Sounding good, Zach. Racing at Talladega tonight. Go ahead and take us away.
All right, let's pray. Almighty God, I thank you for this time in which you set apart for us to come together and enjoy iRacing and have a good laugh with some guys here before the race gets started. But Lord, now we get down to business. I pray that our driving is filled with wisdom and patience tonight, and we're able to put on a good show for all the folks that are watching. And I thank you for technology that exists like this for us to come together. And I pray that this is fruitful and beneficial in your sight. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Zach. Have fun, buddy, tonight. Good luck. I know you're got yourself in a decent points situation here. Let's try to get us out of here.
Yep. Yeah, we'll survive. See what we can do.
Sounds good, man. Good luck.
Yep.
All right, everybody. That was our resident pastor, Zachary Woods, in that number 60 Toyota, as Blake had just got a chance to mention. Now, gonna go ahead and get ready to go over the starting lineup for tonight's race. Kyle Gardner gonna be starting on pole with Wally Babb's sub tonight. Stephen Ford qualifying outside front row. Then you're gonna have Jeffrey Vickery and Ron Gardner in row 2. Row 3 belongs to Alfred Denny and Daytona 500 winner DJ Daniel. David Motorspa and Mike Corvu gonna start in the 4th row. The 5th row belongs to Kyle Spies and Daniel Miglin.
Rest of the field slots out as Chris Hubka and Kevin Gibney Jr. going in at row 6. Bryce Kobler and Dylan McDonald row 7. Mike S.
There you
Starting
go.
in at row 7 with Christian Roos, Christy Wheeler, and Tanner Nowell going in row 8. Row 9, Dalton McKinney and Vernon Reese. Row 10, Joseph David and Brock Whitehead.
All right, and then in that next row there is Nick Biddy with Zack Woods, we just finished speaking with. And then from here on out, you have Mike Teller, Jonathan Leach, the boss man here at the Esports Broadcasting Network, starting in row 13. Row 14 is going to belong to Ricky Gonzalez, our Kentucky winner, and Charles Whitehead. And Robert Lawrence is going to go ahead and round out the field there in the 29th position. We've got these guys lined up side by side. 28 cars in tonight's race. 27 are going to start. As they come back around, we'll go over the race info very briefly here on the Esports Broadcasting Network. 70 degrees for the weather, 63% humidity. Track temp, 119, not going to be matter much. Just really from here is going to be depending on what can you do with that car come the end of this race, Blake.
It's all about friends and where you can find them. I know recently in NASCAR it's begun to be a big thing to have your manufacturers work with you. So look to see if manufacturers work together and friends work together a lot of times in this series. So really, once again, just friends and where you can find them.
Yeah, finding friends is going to be very, very important, as you mentioned at Talladega. Who's going to go with you? But, head, you know how the end of these races are. All that goes out the door when it comes to who's going to win this race. We saw Kevin Gibney Jr. win our last Superspeedway race at Daytona in the nighttime to be able to clinch a spot here in the playoffs. So, question is, well, which one of these drivers is going to need that type of race the way Kevin did, and do we see it again? We've seen last lap passes for the win at the super speedways. Question is going to be, do we get it another time here tonight? I think Talladega obviously is very capable of doing so. But 100 laps, we're going to have stages at lap 25 and 50, so plenty of time to really make decisions from here, Blake.
Yeah, I think out of all super speedway races, Talladega is the place, as with this really long front stretch and the start-finish line not being into after the tri-oval, a lot of place for a last lap pass.
All right, you see that pace truck is coming down pit lane. We're side by side, going to be 13 rows deep. Green flag racing is going to start here in the Ghost Cup Series presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. Kyle Gardner is your leader. He's going to go, and they are green flag racing here. It looks like Stephen Ford with a fantastic launch on the outside. He's actually going to beat Kyle Gardner to the line there.
Yeah, and we kind of ragged on the Chevys a little bit, not being able to get it done at the super speedways. But the top 4 qualifying cars were all Chevys, as they were being split 3 wide.
Not taking very long for these guys to go 3 wide. Everybody knows stage points are going to be so important, and here it is. You see Jeffrey Vickery to the outside in the number 21. He's now got drafting help from his teammate in that number 99. You see one car diving out. I think that's the 38 of Dylan McDonald. Oh,
one
you
car
see
high.
Kyle Gardner all the way up the track. That thing looks seriously loose. They're 3 wide now trying to get around him.
Ooh, it is really tight between the 96 and the 39, but I think they're going to get it all settled out as the top 4 have broken away from the rest of the field.
Man, if this top 4 can get lined up the way they are, they can kind of move away from the rest of the field. These guys are scattered all over the place as Jeffrey Vickery is going to go ahead and lead lap number 1 all the way around the racetrack. He moved up 2 spots from the 3rd position to lead that first lap. So, big difference there. You see Alfred Denny's now on the outside looking to pick up the 82 of Mike Corvu.
Oh, 82 around.
They're wrecking there. That's teammates, the 86 and the 87. We're going to keep it somewhat green here.
I cannot believe they saved that. It looked like the 82 got turned in the middle of the pack and everyone got around. Yeah,
it looks like the 96 got help from behind, I believe, or the 20. I'm trying to see exactly who that may have been there. Let's jump back to it. Yeah, the 96 got a little bit of help from behind. Not sure who it was behind him, and it just kind of shoved the guy who's pushing, and that's what's going to happen right there. So, Tanner Nowell was going to take the worst of that is this front. Maybe 9 or 10 cars have just decided to go single file here.
Yeah, they were split into 2, but the second pack, led by the 63 of Kevin Gibney Jr., has begun to latch on to his teammate Alfred Denny, and I'm surprised with that big run that they had that they didn't take it out, as the 4 is of Daniel Miglin's going to try for it, but he's not going to have any help, so I don't think he's going to go that far.
Yeah, I mean, none of these guys are really going to be trying to make these passes right now. Although DJ Daniels going to go ahead and move up with them. They're going to go ahead and get to the outside of Kevin Gibney Jr. They're going to have to be careful here. If they start racing too hard, they could then lose the guys in front of them. So that could even do them more damage at that point.
Yeah, but you'd be surprised on how far you can get with not a lot of cars if you can side draft. If you can side draft incredibly well, as you're seeing the Ford do right now, that's how he's keeping up with the 63 of Gibney Jr., but he did just lose his drafting partner. But you'll see later in the run, that's how a lot of wrecks are going to happen, is people getting too close trying to side draft with one another.
Well, an interesting little tidbit here of our top 10 drivers. Our 2 Super Speedway winners on the season are running in the top 10, so maybe no surprise right there. You look a little bit further back from this pack, about 2 seconds back, you have Brock Whitehead leading a team of about 4 drivers. Vernon Reese, Bryce Kobler, and that number 39 of Ron Gardner. He started up there in that 4th position, try to hang on to that team. Dylan McDonald's going to lead that 3rd pack from 15th, right now sitting about 5, almost 4.5 seconds behind that first group of drivers. But sitting side by side like this, well, they're certainly not going to help themselves. As this last time around, they were almost 2 seconds slower than that of the leaders.
Yeah, I mean, that second pack, I think they have the ability to catch the other packs in front of them and really make a run at the top, but that top pack is really working together as they're topping out an average of 202 miles an hour. Kyle Spees was running that last lap, so they are rolling, but it looked like that last pack is starting to get rolling here, as they might be able to catch. I don't know if they have enough time in the next 20 laps, but they really have to work together. Yeah,
well, I think in this process, they're going to be able to catch the pack of Brock Whitehead, Vernon Reese, and Bryce Kobler. Then that gives them, an extra 3 cars. These guys get lined up with each other, but staying side by side, as I said, is just really going to continue to hurt them even more. We'll see what the difference is in times this time around. Looking at that pack, man, that's almost a second, maybe from 7/10 to a second slower. That's just going to continue to hurt them, as these front guys are content to stay lined up right on top of each other. As you mentioned, topping out at 200 miles per hour at the end of these straights.
Looked like they were single file there for a minute, but Ron Gardner was kind of a lone wolf, and he didn't get out of the way, and that really jumbled the pack up. But we'll see if they can, and they go too wide again. So they got to really start to work together if they want to make a shot at this lead pack. Or maybe they're thinking, hey, wrecks might happen for the stage finish. Maybe let's just kind of sit back here. A lot of these guys aren't playoff drivers, so you're just going for wins at this point. So maybe they're just kind of holding back and hoping they don't get in a wreck.
Everybody joining us on our YouTube chat, we always appreciate having everybody. Mike Anderson, Ricky Gonzalez are always watching and having the race on as well. Cliff, thanks for joining us. Tar Heel Racing, I think it's Nate Blankenship, our buddy on Monday nights. I know Nate loves me so much from our Monday night interactions. Grandma Sue is always rooting on her grandson Kyle Rocket Spees. And then, again, for the rest of you guys joining us, we really appreciate it. If you're rooting for a certain driver, be sure to let us know. We'll get a chance to jump over and watch them come around what is the biggest track in NASCAR.
Yeah, 2.6 miles, and they make you work for it here. Cars don't really matter, but it's a 200-mile-an-hour game of chess, as Larry McReynolds likes to say. And people say it's lucky, and there's a little bit of luck involved, but trust me, it takes a lot of skill to win these races.
Yeah, you have guys luck into wins here more often than other tracks, but the ones winning often here are those who possess that skill. It takes a certain skill. You're right. It's a mental game as well when you're here. Timing everything the right ways. You see them pulling up on that 87 of Tanner Nowell, the one who was sideways down the backstretch and didn't get that caution, so it looks like he'll be going a lap down possibly here. But this group looks like that pack of 3. They're Brock Whitehead, Daniel Miglin, and Vernon Reese. Brock Whitehead, Vernon Reese, and Bryce Kobler actually caught this front group. That's kind of surprising here. There's 3 cars caught them.
I cannot believe they caught them.
Well, that is aggressive driving then.
Maybe they were just really pushing, because in these cars, pushing is a dangerous game to play, but it does work, as they're starting to lead an outside pack here as business is picking up here. They're getting too wide.
Yeah, hopefully not too early. They've only got a 4.5 second lead on that second pack. That is now the second pack, and these guys have finally decided to line themselves up. So that last time around, almost 2 seconds faster. So they're going to catch them in no time with this. As you see, this outside lane has really made some good work. as Kyle Gardner put the block on him. But here comes DJ Daniel to his outside. We saw him pull a last lap, last turn pass for the win at Daytona to start the season. Not got any help behind him right now. As you see Chris Hupka on the inside looking in the second spot. Nice run for Chris right now as well.
Ran a blazing 203 miles an hour lap last time. I'm interested to see what the lap times are this time, as they really had a run up top.
Definitely an improved time right there. But that last time around, that second group was still almost a second faster with 15 laps to go left in this stage. That second group is absolutely going to catch this first group, and I think that's going to make a wild stage finish. But I think they'll catch them here with the next 5 laps if they keep this up.
Especially with this front pack starting to race now. They're not, doing the Talladega train around the bottom. They are actually racing too wide. As you see, dangerous maneuver to get down into the bottom in front of the 21. But that's definitely, stuff like that is what you're looking for in the second pack to happen. Because that little stuff like that is slowing the pack down a lot.
Yeah, it breaks them up. It causes the people to check up. And look at this, now 3 wide over here, Bryce Kobler and DJ Daniels. So all they're doing is slowing down this pack even more. And look at that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to jump on board here with Dylan McDonald to just see. He sees those guys, as you see Chris Hupka, the leader, and the guy who runs the Ghost Cup series, as his face is on his onboard view. But yeah, look at this. These guys are catching him, and I can guarantee you Dylan's going to take the run that he's going to have.
I mean, Dylan, he's leading the points, especially with the Christopher Tate. The guy he's tied with leading the points is not here. He has a substitute driver. Dylan is going to be aggressive tonight, and he's a good plate racer. And I believe that his team has struck out a deal with Deep Racing tonight to work together. So a lot of people working together with that 38.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Deep Racing, who did win the last Talladega race, and we know how good we know how good Dylan has been at these super speedways. So, I mean, how do you improve your ability to win a race? It's you put yourself with the guys who can get you there. I mean, you know who's fast, and we talked about those Fords as well. So the second group, though, they broke up before they caught this first pack. That's gonna kill them. They're gonna catch them regardless, but there goes the momentum they had, in their advantage right there.
I'm looking at this front pack. Those top 3, especially that 96 and the Ford, they are really, really pushing. And I'm worried it might cause a wreck. Pushing in these Gen 6 cars you can do it. There's an art to it. But if you're not working with someone you're used to, you will cause a wreck. And there was a split second where the top 3 were all nose to bumper, and that is a dangerous game to play at 200 miles an hour.
Thanks, Marcus, as well, for joining us. And Cliff, yeah, that incident, 3 of your teammates being involved in that wreck, unfortunately. Yeah, so it's right now they stay side by side. That second group is gonna get lined back up again.
38, I think he's about to have that draft.
Man, look at this. They are going as hard as they can. Here comes DJ Daniel. He's gonna cut to the bottom, clear for the bottom in front of Daniel Miglin, and he's gonna put his 96 Chevrolet Camaro up to the front.
I'm looking back here at that 38, and I think they're going to catch him here in the next lap, because I believe they have the draft about now. They're going to be carrying a lot of speed, and I would not be surprised if they stick it 3 wide on the top.
Well, again, it sucks even more that those guys decided to line up or get side by side behind them. Kind of just hurt even more the momentum they could have had coming to him. But here it is for Dylan McDonald. He's going to move to the outside of David Modespal. He's going to have the 14 Christian Roos behind him for some drafting help. We'll see what Dylan can do from here on out, but it is side-by-side action in front of him. He's going to have to make some interesting moves over the next 10 laps if he wants to get a stage win.
Hey, side-by-side at Talladega, this is a wide track. I think he's just going to stick it where he is right now because that top line's starting to roll, but I wouldn't be surprised to see 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide here.
You see Kevin Gibney Jr., he dives to the bottom right there in front of... Oh, he's going to barely squeeze it there in front of Jeffrey Vickery.
That kills the bottom line.
Yeah.
As you see now, they are falling back fast.
He's falling back significantly right there. Everybody's getting held up there. I mean,
Dylan's going down low.
Yeah, Dylan's going to go down low. He's going to carry the momentum down the trioval. People forget that if you cut across that trioval, you're going to make up just a little bit of time. And you see Jeffrey Vickery, he's going to bail from the bottom. And now this is moving to the top side that you don't honestly normally see on iRacing. You see it a lot in the Cup Series, but on iRacing, people don't always, train on the outside like this.
could be due to that lap car that they just passed. They could have saw him and be like, all right, man, we need to move to the top and fast, pin that bottom line down. But you're seeing the 82 just fall below the yellow and let everyone go by. But now everyone's back together, and I believe we only have 10 laps to go on the stage.
Yep.
When you're going to see the 2 who's the first forward of the line pop out and see if he can make a run here.
Yeah, his dancing partner was Kevin Gibney Jr. and he lost him there when Kevin decided to go make that move, and it really just completely backed up that bottom lane.
Hey, don't look now, but the 21's starting to lead there on the bottom line, and they're starting to make some ground.
Yeah, 21 bailed from that spot earlier, decides he's going to come back, and he's got that bottom lane running pretty good right now with drafting help from the 85 of Nick Biddy. So trying to see how that can help them as they keep trying to march their way forward little by little here in the this pack.
Who's going to drop down in front of them? I'm wondering who's going to be the first guy to make that aggressive move and drop down in front of them, because, wow, they are really pushing each other on the bottom there. I think the 5's going to go with him. He is. Ooh. No, what is the leader in the 25? Ooh, they're both going to go down there. That's going to leave the 2 of Alfred Denny as the top guy on the top lane. Yeah,
and Marcus jumping in chat saying that topside train rolls on corner exit from the top works even better than the next gens. And that is true, but, you know, Marcus, is not always you get a group of drivers that has the confidence to run that outside the way they did. Sometimes people just dive right back to the inside and just ignore the fact that the outside really does work well when you've got that right amount of cars there. And if you can carry that train up there, you can really kind of just control the race. But right now, back to the bottom right now, and it's that outside lane trying to catch back up.
Not for long, those top 2 guys away from the breakaway are tandeming, which is a big thing to do in these Gen 6 cars. If you can handle it, pushing each other will get you places, but you have to trust the guy pushing you and the guy getting pushed. They both have to know what they're doing, because you can get really squirrely in these cars doing so. But I'm shocked that these top 3 guys are running away as much as they are.
Yeah, those 2 Chevys lined up right now, pushing hard against each other. You see the 28 of Charles Whitehead currently gonna be the next car 1 lap down. He's gonna go get out of the way. You see Alfred Denny in that high lane. He's gonna pull up behind him, just trying to pick up some draft off of that number 28, as he does a great job of staying up out of the way. That's the beauty of Talladega. You have so much room to get past lap cars if you need.
It's interesting seeing the 2 and the 31 together on the top line. If you remember last week, they made a bit of contact, but it seems as if in racing, one week you are hitting each other, get mad at each other, and next week, sure enough, you're racing around each other the entire race.
Well, I mean, the 31 also doesn't have much of, or the 2 or the 31 don't really have much of a choice, because they kind of need each other right now if they want to stay alive on that outside lane. They're not really gaining, but they're maintaining pretty well up there. As you see 1 car blink in and out for a moment.
Yeah, I think a lot to do with it is that the 21 and back on the bottom line, they keep checking up. It's like they don't have the confidence to just push each other for it, and that's why you're seeing the 2 and the 31 work so well on the top. There's plenty of room. They're giving each other a gap, and they're confident in each other's ability. That's why the higher you go at Talladega, the faster the speeds are, because there's not as much reason to check up because you're carrying more speed.
Yeah, and that's what I love running the outside here for that reason exactly. I don't want to let up. This is Talladega. We're supposed to be full speed the entire time.
I mean, pedal to the metal. This is the whole point of plate racing, right?
Absolutely.
I'm wondering if the 2 can get to the 5's quarter panel. I think that outside might have a shot, but they just can't get clear of that 21.
No, he can't quite get clear of him. And, you know, Alfred, a couple weeks ago in the KMM New Gen Cup Series here on Friday nights in the ESPN Broadcast Network, he almost had a chance to win that race. He was coming right through the middle, slicing and dicing his way through, but a late last lap wreck kind of took that opportunity away from him. I think he had a pretty good chance of winning that race. So I know and he also pushed his teammate Kevin Gibney Jr. to the victory at Daytona. So Al's got himself a pretty good hot rod every time he comes to one of these plate tracks, and I think he's just ready to finally win himself a race.
Yeah, Alfred's one of the best plate racers I've seen on iRacing, as they're about to catch another lap car that's going to really pinch the outside lane a lot. That's going to make it really uncomfortable as he's going very slow.
Yeah, that's the 39 of Ron Gardner. He's going to do a good job staying out of the way, but that high lane continues to dwindle. You see Brock Whitehead and that 31, he's going to abandon Alfred Denny, jump to the inside, and then Alfred Denny decides he's going to bail out of it. This Vernon Reese, and with only 4 laps to go left in the stage, that outside lane is completely dissipated.
I've been looking at that 54 all night. He hasn't been up front, but he's been that guy. Dalton McKinney has been really just one of the forces on sticking with the high lane and pushing them forward. I'm interested to see if he can make his way up front, because he does not care about going outside, as the Alfred goes back to the outside and sees if he can make a charge here with 40 on the stage.
Yeah, he's going to have a little bit of that drafting help from the 14 Christian Roos and the 54 of Dalton McKinney. As you mentioned, Dalton subbing in for Christopher Tate tonight, not being able to make it. So, you know, Dalton wants to try to make him proud. As you see the 38, Dylan McDonald, he's going to move here in front of Alfred Denny. And coming down, we got 3 laps to go left in the stage. Remember, it is at the start of lap 25 that the caution will come out for the stage end. So, as these drivers, you see with that nice bright green banner, you see the spoiler. Those are the guys fighting for the playoffs, and you know they are looking for every bit of an advantage they can get here in the first race of this round. As you see now, the 31 of Brock Whitehead go to the outside. He's going to cut in front of Dylan McDonald.
Yeah, business is picking up with 3 to go. You're seeing a lot of the playoff guys. You've seen the top 4 guys on the outside are all playoff guys, and they've all jumped out at one point to join the outside. They are working, and I think Brock Whitehead's going to lead them. They're finally going to maybe catch the court. Oh, the 5's going to go outside.
He's going to use that run. He's going to get a big push there from the 31. Here comes Bryce Kobler to the outside to make the block. Wow, man, what a great job blocking him. And here comes the
3 wide.
Yep, Dylan McDonald's going to leave Brock Whitehead to hang on the outside there, as he's going to lose that help. Christian Roos gets shuffled out to the outside. It is now a battle for the lead between Bryce Kobler and your league owner, Chris Hupka. Wow, and there goes one to the bottom.
And they keep it going, and this is the worst spot to be at Talladega. Having to manage both lines when they're even, as they're about to hit a lap car here. It is one of the hardest things to do in racing, is manage both lines without throwing any nasty blocks.
Yeah, that's a great job that Bryce Kobler did. He's going to have to try to get to the bottom here. Does he do it? You see that outside lane might be dwindling ever so slightly, but he's going to hang on to the outside as they get one hell of a run off of turn 4 to kind of clear 1 or 2 spots on that outside.
As we're coming to 1 to go in the stage, I think the 5 is ready to go down low and see if he can get past the 25 and see if that 49 can push him past.
Man, this is just a blast to see these guys racing the way they are for the stage points. You see, it is your pole sitter Kyle Gardner on the inside leading the charge from that inside lane. Bryce Kobler, however, he's up 13 spots from his starting position.
Ooh, McDonald's going low.
Wow, Dylan McDonald dives low. No, is he going to get stuck in the middle? No, he's going to hang on. He side drafts with Chris Hupka. Hupka's got help from Alfred Denny, but right now is Bryce Kobler stuck too far out. Can Dylan get a good run on him here?
A good run right now. I think he's going to go to the outside. He's got the side draft. I think he might be able to do it. The 5 is behind him. They're coming up on a lap car as the 38 has cleared the 25.
And just like that, what a great job there for Dylan McDonald, Chris Hupka, and Alfred Denny. They'll all pull one out of the hat to get first, second, and third in the stage there, as caution hasn't quite come out yet, unless I got my laps wrong.
Ooh, and the 82 pushes up. Oh, wow.
They're wrecking big time. Big wreck here off of turn number 2.
Wow, that all came out from the 82 not moving out of the way. He's pinched on the bottom there and just lost it a little bit.
I'm not sure if they decided that they wanted to do at the end of lap 25 now instead of the beginning. We do have a different race control. Greg is no longer able to race control here on Wednesday nights for the Ghost Cup Series, so we do have somebody new on board tonight, and I know it's an unfortunate situation going into the playoffs, but right now we're going to have to see exactly what happened there to cause this big incident.
Looks to me like the 31 was pitching the 25 who was on the bottom. 82 was holding that yellow line as best as he could, going 2 laps down. The 31 was not giving any room to the 25 until the last second, and 25 just barely nicked the 82, and that just sent everyone around.
I'm going to back this up ever so slightly, give us this opportunity to show what exactly happened here. I want to go ahead and jump in from our chopper view as well. Always gets us a nice view, as you mentioned. That 82 is on the inside. Now, make sure everybody know the 82 is doing everything he can. He is hugging that yellow line beautifully through 1 and 2 right there.
Yeah, I mean, he couldn't go high, it looked like, and he just thought, all right, you see the leaders running somewhat of a high line. He's going to try to hug the bottom as much as he can. And, you know, there's no one's wanting to give any room. 31 is pinching the 25 until the last second. 31 finally goes up, but 25 just doesn't have enough time to react, and they barely hit each other, and that just knocks everyone out.
I want to jump on board here briefly with Kevin Gibney Jr. We see him just barely sneak his way through. See exactly what he sees from his onboard here. Oh, that's a scary sight. Wow. Great reaction there for the 63. That was close.
Yeah, at these plate races, wreck avoidance is an underrated skill. Using the brakes, knowing when to gas it up, and Gibney did a great job of getting it through. As pit stops are picking up at the stage, I believe everyone is pitting.
Yep, everybody's gonna come down pit lane here, make their way through. Wait to see what happens to. Oh, the 99's gonna overshoot his pit box right there. I do believe though Dylan McDonald would have been your stage winner there, so we'll let him come off pit lane for just a moment. And Marcus and Nate here. Hey, let's just tell Blake here to get rid of Sonoma next week and just put a super speedway instead.
You know what? Let's just run a plate race league. I mean, all Daytona, all Talladega, and I guess when Atlanta comes by, we'll just start running Atlanta every week.
Oh man, that's gonna be a ton of fun too. All
yes,
right.
Alfred Denny pulls out, and he gets in front of the 38 of Dylan McDonald.
Yeah, they actually had the same exact pit time of 12:25 there. So now Alfred did start this race in the 5th position compared to Dylan back in 13th. So I think some of that having a better pit box maybe really helped Alfred come out with the lead. But we're gonna go ahead and bring in Dylan McDonald here. Let me see if we can find him. Hey, Dylan, it's Angel and Blake in the ESBN broadcast booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Looks like you got yourself a stage win there. Take us through that final lap or two and how you were able to set that up just perfectly to steal that one away.
Honestly, I was a little shocked I was able to pull that off. It's the first stage win I've had all season, so that goes a long way. But I just wanted to be patient, but patience was running pretty thin, especially up in the front. At the start of that run, I just let off and just went to the back, and me and Alfred Denny actually pulled up the rear, and wherever Alfred went, I went with him, and I even asked him, so do you want me to go high? And we had the high side rolling, so Hupka and them started blocking the high side, so I was like, I will force it 3 wide. I know it's first stage, but if 3 wide's calling my name, I'm going to end up taking it.
Sounds like a pretty good plan there, Dylan. You're going to have about maybe 22 laps or maybe 21 laps to go to the next stage. How do you manage now being able to make it to this next stage? And are you going to take it more cautiously with the extra stage points in your back pocket, or do you try to stay up there aggressive and keep adding those stage points?
I think I'm going to be cautious, but aggressive as well. I got a lot of people helping me out. I mean, I got Alfred and Gibney and all them, so I kind of want to stick with them. So if I can push them to another stage win or even the win, that's good in my book, as long as I can finish the race all together.
Well, sounds like a pretty good plan. Blake, you got anything for Dylan before we let him go here? As they're lining up side by side to go green flag again.
No, as we're about to go green, I guess we'll let you go here.
All right, thanks, buddy.
All right, Dylan, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, so you see the Hupka Real Estate Group sponsored Ford Mustang there for Dylan McDonald, and of course that is the man, the myth, the legend of Christopher Hupka on his on his hood. But nonetheless, getting ready to go green here. Blake, what are going to be your key points you think to focus on here in the final 20 or these next 21 laps of the stage?
Well, he just won the stage, and I'm going to be looking at Alfred Denny and Dylan McDonald. They've been working well together all race, and I'm not going to be shocked if you see Alfred let Dylan down in front of him, do a teammate deal, as they're both Fords, and Fords, like we've said all night, have been working great at the super speedways. They got the stage win here, and they're going to see if they can keep Ford in victory lane here, as they got a bunch of Chevys behind them.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, you do have Brock Whitehead, Kyle Gardner. We've seen how fast those two drivers have been. Hupka's having himself a nice race. Jeffrey Vickery's made his way, so we got a line of about 8 Chevys behind them, all looking to make up some time. So, and they're all been pretty fast tonight. I mean, so we got a lot to go on here as this race continues. 23 cars currently still on the lead lap, and then you have looks like maybe only 1 car out of the race, possibly.
Yeah, I'm seeing Jonathan Leach was out, but he was actually out at the start of the race.
Yeah, him along with Robert Lawrence, and then Tellier back there is our new race control for the night. Pace truck is coming down pit lane, and Blake, take us away for this one. We'll have 21 laps to go left of the stage.
Yeah, still a long way to the restart zone here. It's pretty late start here. It's about towards the exit of Trivals when you start to go green. But I'm going to be looking to see, is the 2 going to let the 38 by? Are they going to work together, or are they just going to go for it here? As we are green here in Stage 2 at the Ghost Cup Series playoff race at Talladega. Brock Whitehead's giving a great push to the 38 of Dylan McDonald. Is Dylan going to come down in front of Alfred? Is Alfred going to let him? But I don't think they're doing a teammate deal. I think they're just going to race it out.
Yeah, I mean, think about this. If you can stay side by side as not teammates, but, working together tonight, you can control the pace of this race. You can force them to take you through wide if you'd like to, so...
Which, looking at Brock Whitehead, not 31.
He's considering
the guy to split it 3 wide.
That's 30. No, he jumped low. I don't know if he jumped low or had contact, but wow.
It looked like he made an aggressive move down to the bottom as the 38 and 2 are hooked up, which is what the rest of the field doesn't want to see. But the 31 of Brock Whitehead's linked up with the 21, and they're having a little bit of momentum as the whole pack is still together.
Man, these cars are looking beautiful under the sunlight here in Talladega, Alabama. As they're just flying through right now. Here you see the 31 with a great run, but the 2 of Alfred Denny's all over the back bumper of the 38, but I think the 31 is going to carry enough momentum. He should be able to clear. He's not going to take it, though.
Close. He just couldn't quite get clear. They were right on each other, and let's see if the 2 and the 38 can start pushing each other, but it's looking like the Highline's really having a good time on the straightaway. So the 31's going to go low.
Oh, no, he's going to get...
push back him.
Oh, I think the 38 is going to go ahead and let up. I don't know. I think the 38 still had a nose in there, but I think he decided, you know what? We're a third of the way to the race still, so let me go ahead and just let off here for the moment.
Looking at a game of leapfrog as the 21 starting to get a run. Is he going to stay low? Because if I'm him, I've seen 2 different people go down to the bottom and lose lead on the bottom as the 38 gave the 31 a huge shove there.
That's a tough place to push someone to, right heading into that to the tri-oval there. So if you can do that successfully, you can maybe make or break a night for somebody and help them win a race, or even maybe take them out unintentionally. So I think it's going to be who can give these good pushes, and I think that's part of what you're going to be doing throughout the race here. As you see the 82 pull off right there, just trying to find your way and find who, as you mentioned before, your dancing partners are going to be.
And the 38 and 31 are working really well together. They've pretty much single-handedly kept this bottom line into it. As the 2's kind of been letting the 38 do his thing. I'm just shocked that the 38 is pushing the 31 in the tri-oval. Tri-oval's really, really the rest of the track is pretty smooth, but the tri-oval's really bumpy here. As you're seeing the 21 start to get a nose out on the 31. Is he going to dive low? Is he going to stick with the top line?
I want to jump over to our Facebook chat. Bernard, sorry for getting back a little bit late here. Yeah, once you, if you can break that draft on somebody, you can get right up on their right rear, get into that quarter panels. You can really not just slow them down, but really affect the way this car handles, depending on where you catch them as well. So yeah, I can really get a car loose and cause a big incident for either that driver or a whole ton of drivers at that moment in time. So.
Now I'm looking at the 38 push to 31 here, and I'm just wondering, when is it going to be too much? When is the 31 going to give up? As you've seen the 87 in the wall, as they're trying to split it 3 wide, and I think that might kill that third lane there. As you're leaving the 25 all by himself.
DJ Daniels back 3 wide again back there.
Yeah, they tried to make a run out there, but it looked like the 87 got a little bit more than he wanted, and he hit the wall. Ooh, 31 gets a bit loose.
Oh my goodness.
I'm wondering. I was about to say, I wonder if the 38 is going to let off a little bit, but no, he's right back to pushing him again.
Yeah, right back on him. These guys are not afraid to give the shoves that they are giving. We do still have 17 laps to go left in the stage, but man, that's what makes this plate racing so much fun here in the Ghost Cup Series. And I know everybody watching right now, you guys are having a blast watching this as we are. This is a ton of fun. Cliff, I wish you were here racing. I think you'd enjoy it more than watching it right now.
Playoff racing at Talladega doesn't quite get better than this. This is why I think the intensity is a bit up. As you're seeing, the 38 and the 31 are both playoff drivers, so they're really going for it right now.
I think right now would be probably the perfect time as these guys continue to stay side by side as we complete lap number 33. And the 31's going to get shoved. I don't know if he moved to the outside or if Dylan McDonald shoved him out there, but Dylan's going to get to his bottom now along with Alfred Denny, and they're going to take the lead here again.
Well, if he moved up on his own, that is a perplexing move. I don't know why he'd do that, but now the 31 and the 21 are back together again. Let's see if they can get together. Man, 38 was really great at pushing.
All right, well, as these guys continue to stay right on top of each other, we're going to go ahead and give everybody a crank it up session here for everybody. Hang on tight. Remember, if you're listening on your headphones, be sure to turn down the volume because it's going to get loud here for everybody.
Turn up the volume.
There you go. Boy, oh boy, are these guys all on top of each other, not giving an inch of room here. We still have another 12 laps to go left in the stage.
And when I'm looking at that 31 of Brock Whitehead, making one wrong move can kill your races. He went from first all the way back to 16th in one lap. As you're seeing them go out the front here, going back too wide, but that 31 made one wrong move. He got split 3 wide down the middle, and that's what one wrong move can do here at Talladega.
Yep, that is all it takes here at Talladega, as you mentioned, just to go from hero to zero. As right now, your hero is a 21 of Jeffrey Vickery with Daniel Miglin and Kyle Rocket Speeds behind him. Pretty good nickname, Kyle Rocket Speeds, to have when you're running third at Talladega.
Yeah, but I'm not looking back at that Kyle Gardner as he's leading that top line, and they're starting to make a little bit of headway as him and the 5 of Chris Hubka are starting to make way.
Yeah, you see these guys trying to make their way to the outside just little by little, but as you mentioned, the outside has really been in control of who's been taking the lead. So I know it feels customary to stay at the bottom and just hug that yellow line, but I really think that the winner of this race might come from that outside position. Especially when
it seems like you have a group of dedicated guys to that top lane, and that's in these Gen 6 cars. If you want to make the high line work, you have to have people that are dedicated to it, and that's why you're seeing the top line do so well. When you have like the 38, the 2, the 31 up there, they're all dedicated being up there, and that's why you're seeing it hang on so well up there.
Yeah, and that's just key. You couldn't have said it better right there. Staying dedicated to it with these guys, as everybody continues to go through. If everybody can stay with each other, you got to stay aggressive with it, but you got to know when to push and when not to push in that outside lane. And boy, oh boy, I said you can make up a ton of time out there. But I got to say, these two lines staying right on top of each other, we got a good 19, maybe 20 cars in this pack right now. So a ton of cars, and everybody's doing a really good job just trying to mind their P's and Q's. As I say that, looks like they're almost willing to shuffle Chris Hupka out into the middle, but they're going to go ahead and give him some more space.
Yeah, there's been a lot of sketchy moments just right there on the backstretch. You saw the 4 get a little squiggly with the 36 pushing him, and then you had the 54 and 5 make some awkward contact in the corner. So as we're coming to 10 to go, 9 to go in the stage, it's starting to get a little wild.
Yeah, you look at the effects of that inside, as you mentioned earlier, with that leapfrog. Alfred Denny was running up there in the second position with Dylan McDonald. Now they have dropped to 9th and 11th, respectively there. So at this point, you got to be able to make the moves at the right time. You wonder, the 4 and the 36 and the 21, when they jumped there, you see Chris Hupka dive to the bottom with Kyle Gardner cut in front of him as they come by another lap car. Did you make that move too early? You still got 9 laps to go left in the stage, and things got a little antsy there.
Wide.
Wow, what a great job by everybody there.
They're not done yet.
Oh, there it is. The wreck is happening.
Man, that checkup went all the way to the back where they were really scrunched up. They were 3 wide, and there was just nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's just nothing they could have done there. Unfortunate right there for a lot of these drivers. Let's see exactly what happened.
Yeah, you saw that checkup from the 38 getting out of line, and everyone behind him were starting to check out. The 2 was checking out. That caused the 2, the 85, the 6, and I believe the 99 get all together. And I believe that was the 48 who got up into... No, the 82 went into the wall and came down into the 48.
I don't... Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
82 came up into the wall, and then that got the 99, 48, and the 6.
Yeah, unfortunate there for everybody there. And when you saw the 82 was just obviously that's not intentional. He's just trying to stay as far out of the way as he can. When they're telling you 3 wide, you're trying to do your best. But man, that wall can just suck you right in, and then it'll just shoot you back out to the left there. I've seen this so many times, and that's definitely what just happened there.
I'm looking at that 6 playoff driver of Chris Wheeler, I believe. Yes, Chris Wheeler. That 6 is already 15 points out of the leader, and he has severe damage. So I'm wondering, I don't know if they have fast repairs or not in this league, but if not, that might kill his playoff chances.
All right, hold on just a moment. Bryce asking us to do a quick refresh. We're going to go ahead and actually let these... give ourselves a quick commercial break, and while we do that, we'll go ahead and reset these paints and make sure everything's going good for everybody. So hang on tight if you're watching. We'll be right back.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Well, oh, the wrecking! Well,
one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
All right, everybody, we are back live here from Talladega for the Ghost Cup Series presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. We just finished completing lap 43, and we'll be heading to lap 44 once we go green flag racing once again. Gives us about 5 or 6 laps before the stage break. Bryce, looks like this time reloading it worked. I did try it that first time, so but looks like we got these paints all settled in nicely. Beautiful paint schemes, as we always have this opportunity to see here in the Ghost Cup Series. We're going to have Kyle Gardner and Dalton McKinney. You mentioned him earlier in the race. You know, just keep an eye out for him. And here we are about to end stage number 2, and he's out there in that second position.
Yeah, I wanted to see what that 54 could do out front, and now we're going to see the opportunity to see if he has what it takes to bring this home. He's a non-playoff driver, but that doesn't stop anyone from winning here at Talladega. So I'm looking for him to get a good shot here and see if he can. Oh, they're going to extend the caution by 1, so they're not going green this time, but I want to see if the 54 and 60 can get linked up on the high side, get some new players up here, and see if he can come away with a stage win here.
Let's find somebody random in here. Let's see. Who do we want to bother? You know what? We're gonna go ahead and bring up Mr. Hupka in here with us. Hold on just a moment. Hey, Chris, this is Angel and Blake in the ESBN broadcast booth. Buddy, you got us?
I got you, bro.
Well, you know, Chris, we haven't really talked to you all that much this season. I feel like we kind of wanted to give all the love to everybody else in the league, but we forget there's a guy who has to make all this work. So, Chris, you're running in third right now, looking pretty solid. What's the plan here for the end of the stage?
I think the plan is just to stick with my teammates, Kyle and Dalton, and try to finish 1, 2, 3. It doesn't matter the order as long as we're up front.
I mean, I like that idea pretty good. You got 3 teammates running 1, 2, 3 at the moment. Overall, Hupka, the race has been just fantastic to watch. Great side-by-side action. How do you see the second half of this race going? I mean, are we going to keep seeing the side-by-side action, or do you think everybody's going to calm it down a little bit and go single file for a little bit?
It's the playoffs. It's going to be side-by-side the whole time, man. It should be pretty exciting. It's been fun racing. I'm pretty sure it's pretty fun watching also.
Yeah, you got a lot of guys here wishing in our YouTube chat wishing that they were racing tonight. So you guys are putting on a great show. Looks like you're back to 1 to go. Blake, you got anything here for the man who runs the show before we send him away?
Yeah, you've been consistently running in the top 5 most of this race, but you haven't been really able to make that move to start keeping the lead. Is there any? I know you said you're planning on keeping with your teammates, but at any point, or at what point does teamwork go out the window?
Probably the last 5, under 5 to go, I'd say that's out the window. But right now, we're just trying to work together and stay up front until the end.
Well, Chris, if I want to give you any type of advice, I'd say 5 might be a little bit too early. Let's wait until, if not 2 to go, 1 to go to take advantage of your teammates then. All right, buddy? Well, we're rooting for you here.
All right.
All right, man. We'll go ahead and send you back. Good luck here.
Thank you.
You know, he mentioned he was going to be working with the 49 and the 54. I'm wondering if we discussed it maybe with the 38 and the 2 letting each other down. I'm wondering if the 54 is going to be let down by the 49.
I mean, that would put 3 cars, teammates-wise, on the inside. I think that would absolutely be the smart choice to do. He mentioned, 1, 2, 3. So we'll see if they're able to plan that. I don't know right now. That might give, however, Zack Woods on the outside there. He'll have push and help from the 4 of Daniel Miglin, and then behind him, Brock Whitehead, Dylan McDonald, Alfred Denny. If I'm 60 of Zack Woods, I'm liking the guys I got behind me right now.
Yeah, and you said that it'd be the smart thing to let the 54 down, but 54 is not the playoffs, and the 49 and the 5 are. That has to be sticking in the back of the minds of Gartner and Hupka. So, are they not going to let him down just because he's not in the playoffs? Because those playoff points mean everything.
Well, he is subbing for Christopher Tate. Christopher Tate being actually your point leader. So I think Tate's at home saying, "You better go out there and get me the stage win."
Yeah. But, you know, this is a playoffs, and you got to race for yourself.
That is true. All right, getting ready to go. Green flag racing here once again from Talladega Superspeedway. Going to complete lap 45. We're going to have 4 laps to go here to end the stage.
They're side by side going to the line, inching towards it.
Now remember that start-finish line a little bit further down, and they are gone. I almost said it. Dalton McKinney, great jump on the outside there, but does not look like it's going to be teamwork. It's going to be every man for himself out here for as long as they can be up front.
Yeah, and the 60, Zachary Woods, looked like he spun the tires a bit, and that's killing the 54 as he has no help with the 4 and 31 doing everything they can, but the 60's finally getting up to him, but is it too late?
That might actually be a great opportunity for the 5 and the 49 to move
with
up.
38 and the 2, we talked about them a few times now. They're splitting it 3 wide on the top, making their own lane. Is anyone going to go with them?
Yeah, I don't know if they can get any help up there right now. The 2's got to be sucked up to that 38 just a little bit more, but with 2 guys up there as they battle beneath you, you can gain a good amount of time, surprisingly.
38. The 60's going to go outside as we're going to have 3x3 racing going to the stage finish here.
You don't forget, Dylan McDonald mentioned that Zack Woods in the 60 would be somebody they were going to work with, so this might have been planned. This 2 and this 38 come to the high side, the 60 go with them.
High.
Now we've got a bit of, he's going to, thinks about coming back down. I mean, look at this, 3 wide for second. Look at the view right now for Kyle Gardner. Let's try to jump to that as they're going to come with a big run to the outside.
60's taking the lead with the 38 just shoving him down the backstretch here at Talladega.
Man, look at those 3 cars. Do they have enough momentum, though, to clear these guys? And did they do it too early? We still got 3 more laps to go left in the stage. It is 3 wide for second right now, though.
A lot of cars go up high with them. 38, 83, and the 86 have all recently jumped high. As they have cleared, and they're going to go to the bottom.
Oh, and the 31's not going to be able to clear. He's going to have to stay on the outside there. What a fantastic move for those 3 drivers, and for Brock Whitehead as well coming on the outside with them.
That was an absolute power move by the 38 and the 60. I'm going to go out and say it. 38 is the best pusher in the field right now, and he's the guy you want behind you.
Yeah, he's showing it right now. He's doing a great job, but here it is. They're going to fan back out 3 wide. These guys saw what the 3 cars did to get to the first 3 positions. Now they have an idea what they can do. There's nobody on the inside now.
That's mainly because the 38 has pushed the 60 so far out. The 2 is barely being able to hang on.
Man, this is just absolutely insane right now. These cars behind them, and they're going to kind of figure it back out. As they're side by side here for third, Dalton McKinney trying to side drive with Alfred Denny. Alfred's the martyr out here trying to hold off these guys so that his 2 guys in front of him get some decent stage points.
One to go is the 49 and 54 starting to make waves on the top. As we talked about, 54, 49, and the 5 are all working together. So you got 3 teammates on top seeing how far they can go with themselves. And 38's going to jump out with them.
There it is. He's going to jump out with them. Oh, he's got a big shove. He's going to be sideways. They're all sideways. Here comes Chris Hupka to the outside. Oh, there's contact behind them. They're going to keep it going, though.
Cannot believe they didn't wreck in the back, but now it's 2x2, 2 pushing the 60, 54 pushing the 38. Can anyone else make a run?
Man, oh man, are these guys all over each other right now? Who's going to be able to come home with it? Stage number 2. Does Dylan McDonald going to do it again? But Zack Woods has got a great push right now here from the 2 of Alfred Denny. Will it be enough? No. Dylan McDonald's going to win or sweep both the stages here today at Talladega. As it looks like Dalton McKinney, maybe Zack Woods are going to come home in second. I don't know if we're throwing the stage caution yet or not.
Maybe they're doing it at the end of 50, so this might be the stage right here.
They might have switched it up, so that means Dylan McDonald's going to get stuck in the middle right now. He's got no drafting help. Jeffrey Vickery looking high. He's going to get blocked right now by Alfred Denny. Here comes the 22 of Mike Sabanovsky. They're 3 wide behind him there for 4th. Here comes Kevin Gibney Jr. Where did he come from here out of nowhere in 4th?
I think the 54 might have a run going as the 38's all over the 21, but the 2 is in the catbird seat with the 22 behind him. 3 Fords behind the 60.
Oh, here comes the 63, Kevin Gibney Jr. He gets to the inside of the 22. I don't think he meant to. He'll back off. I think that would have been a penalty. These guys are going to have it cleared. This will be 3 wide for 5th. Man, look at the battle right there as they come across the line. Here it is. They did it at the end of the stage this time. Sorry, everybody. We switched it up here. What a fantastic finish there. And that's going to give Zack Woods, our resident pastor, with the win of the stage. Dylan McDonald would come back to finish 9th in that stage. But wow.
just to show you how quickly things change here at Talladega. I mean, he was, at the back, and then he went to the front with 1 to go, and then at the stage finish, he's back in 9th. It's crazy how fast things can change, and these cars at this track is a perfect combination.
Josh, thanks for jumping in the YouTube chat. We really appreciate it. Man, this is a fun race we're having right now. I know you've raced against some of these guys before, so it's great to see. And I know you have a couple people you like to root for right now, but man, that was a fantastic finish to the stage. We're halfway, guys. We still got another half of this race to go.
And we talked about it before. Toyota struggled all season at these plate races, and they got the stage win here, and the other Toyota in 5th. Great turnaround for them.
Man, you called it perfectly. And actually, if you look at that group of guys who was going to work together, Zack Woods, Alfred Denny, Kevin Gibney Jr., and David Modespal are 2 of the teams working together tonight that they had mentioned. So it looks like they're actually having to catch the pace truck. As we go down here into turn number 3, we're gonna bring your stage winner Zack Woods into the booth. We're gonna give him the opportunity though to hit pit lane, and we don't want to be the reason he makes a mistake.
Zachary Woods up 23 spots from the start of this race, doing a great job making his way through the field.
Yep, that would be currently your ESBN biggest mover of the race right now, Zachary Woods in his Christian iRacers number 60 Toyota Camry. As mentioned, one of only 2 Toyotas here in the field tonight.
And on that last lap, he hit a top speed of 204 miles an hour. That Toyota is cooking out front.
Well, he had a couple of Fords pushing behind him, so that's always going to help you.
That Ford power, man, that flat nose really helps. You wouldn't think it, but that flat nose really helps with pushing. As we talked about, the 38 of Dylan McDonald's been the best pusher in the field. And what is he running? He's running a Ford. Flat nose helping a lot. So we're going to the pit stops here. I'm wondering if anyone's going to go 2 tires here.
Well, we're looking in on Zack Woods right now. We're going to see what he decides to do. You see right sides. There you go. Left sides are up on the 60. Right side's up currently on that number 2 Ford Mustang for Alfred Denny. We'll see what Yep. I mean, I think you got to fill up, and I think in the time it takes to fill up, you may as well go ahead and top it off. So as the 99 looks like he decided to do a little bit of pit strategy. And that beautiful looking paint scheme there for him. He's going to come out with the lead. Stephen Ford does.
I believe he took 2 tires as his pit stop. Total time on pit road is about 10 seconds less than everyone else. He spent 28 seconds from start to finish on pit road. Zachary Woods spent 37 seconds from start to finish on pit road.
Well, if you look at it there, the 99 also has that second pit stall from having qualified in second. So that's certainly going to help him. Right now, we're going to go ahead and time to bring in Zachary Woods into the booth once again. Hold on tight, everybody. All right, stage 2 winner Zack Woods is in the booth here with us. Zach, you got us.
Yep, I'm here. I got you guys.
Man, Zach, what a fantastic power move there for all 3 of you guys. Dylan McDonald, Alfred Denny, and yourself. I mean, it looked like you were just going to sit there and be content with that position where you were at. I know it's something you typically do, but you wanted the stage win and you went out there and grabbed it.
Yeah, we're all kind of working together here. There's a group of us trying to get some good teamwork going. The Christian iRacers Toyota is really fast today, and we got a good group of guys to push us. So I think we're the only ones in the field that can make that 3rd lane work, and we're really confident tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Zach, man, it's a ton of fun watching you guys run up there. I mean, we're really happy for you as well. Looking good right now. I mean, you got still half of the race to go. I know you're going to have to make at least one more pit stop before the end of this one. Good chance this goes green. How do you plan to work with that as we come down to the second half of this race?
Yeah, ultimately, Angel, here at Talladega, we're just trying to make sure that the people that you're working with, they're all together when pit stops come, right? And you have to communicate that well over the radio. You have to get in the bottom line when you're supposed to, and then make sure you don't run over everybody on pit road. That transfer is going to be super critical for us here, and we think we got a good group to make that work. And if we do that, I think we got a pretty good shot today.
Man, well, I love the confidence there, Zach. Have a good one. Go out there, enjoy yourself. Is the most important thing to do here. You got a couple guys wishing you congratulations on that fantastic stage win, like Wes Fuller and Cliff Corvu there in our YouTube chat. So go out there, buddy. Have fun, and we'll see you at the end of this one.
All right. Thank you so much, Angel.
Man, you know, hearing the excitement from somebody, man, and going out there and winning the stage the way he did, it's what you love about this. And so I love getting to ask these questions and talk with everybody, you know, during the race. You really get that raw emotion from them that, you know, that's honestly what makes what we do so much fun.
Yeah, especially with, we've talked about it a little bit tonight on how the Toyotas have really struggled at the plate tracks tonight. I mean, he has the highest Toyota finish with a 10th place finish at Daytona at a plate track. And for him to go out and win a stage is a pretty big statement. And you know that's got to be really exciting for him in the Toyota camp.
Yeah, big moment for him. But right now, the man's going to be in first place is the 99 of Stephen Ford filling in for Wally Babb tonight. I'm telling you, a beautiful looking paint scheme. I might have to give that 99 the paint scheme of the race award, as man, that thing just looks really nice up there.
Hey, yeah, the 99 looks good, but I love that two-car Alfred Denny, the Octopus with the black water sud scheme. Looks really nice, and it pops really well here at Talladega.
Yeah, the sunlight here just always looks so nice, and I love that matte finish on that there too. So.
So we're about to go green here. We talked about the 60s, working with the 2 and the 63. They're all together, and then you see the 54. We've talked about a little bit tonight. It's way back. It's about the third row on the top. And I think the guy, at least that I'm watching the most here tonight, the 38 of Dylan Mcdonald, is trapped about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows back. So a little bit of work to do in the last 50 laps.
Yeah, so that's going to be what can they do? Plenty of time. Anybody still in this race really has an opportunity to do something with it. Getting ready to go green flag racing. Blake, I'm going to let you handle this one as we go green here.
All right, 99 out front on a little bit of strategy. We believe he took 2 tires. Your stage winner of Zachary Woods starting out in the top lane. Got a lot of teammates behind him as they're kind of breaking away from the second row here as they're going green flag racing here at Talladega once again. 45 laps to go for the end here at Talladega.
Yeah, 45 laps to go. It will go quickly, and we did mention we're going to have another break where we do need to come down for fuel at the very least. So your main goal here is to get organized and maybe get a pack together that pulls away from everybody. As you see right now, Alfred Denny stuck behind the 99. Didn't really get a good restart there through 1 and 2. And these top 3 guys, they're going to move, top 4 guys, move down to the bottom here as Zachary Woods is going to lead that line. And they're 3 wide here now for 5th. Between the 99, the 96 as well.
At 28, tried to stick it down right in front of the 99, had nowhere to go, barely gets in front of the 2. They're 3 wide there as the 2 is going to jump high into the 3rd lane. I don't know if he did that too early. I don't know if he's trying to go to the back, but that is
he might be trying to go to the back here. Yeah, I think Al said, I've had enough of this right now. I'm going to move out to the back and stay out of a possible wreck that we might have.
38 is going to go and try to that 3rd lane again, leaving that 22 out to dry. Sorry, that 00 out to dry with Brock Whitehead right behind.
Well, you know, Brock Whitehead knows how quick Dylan is, and he's actually going to go ahead and leave him hanging on the outside. But, I mean, it's certainly not a bad guy to be behind. You know, you can be confident in his driving ability to get to the front and through this pack. But right now, that 38's a sitting duck as he'll be the only guy 3 wide as he's just going to continue to drop right now down to 16th, 17th position right now as he falls in line.
We have seen the 38 and the 2 work together all night, and I don't know if it's a coincidence that they both move high and go to the back at the same time. So I'm thinking that might be a little bit of strategy playing out there.
Look at this outside lane here led by the 96 of DJ Daniel. They're going to have some draft and help right now. The 31 of Brock Whitehead, he's going to move to the outside of Vernon Reese here, take him 3 wide. He's got the 6 of Chris Wheeler. I remember you asked earlier, does he still have that fast repair? I do see a front bumper on that number 6 machine. So fast repair used, and he's coming to the outside.
Pretty good comeback for him as the 96 and 28 have dropped down to the bottom line. That's going to hurt the chances of 31 and the 8. As we just said, the 38 and the 2 move back, and they're already making their way through the field.
Maybe they said, let this die out for a moment, then we can jump back out.
Well, we said that, and commentators cursed 38 kind of nicked the wall, so that'll kill their run.
Well, you know what? That's on you. That's not me. I'll let Dylan tell you that one later on Monday.
I guess I just won't mention 38 anymore tonight.
No. I think this is the point of the night. We're not allowed to mention any cars at all. We're just going to let them race.
Sorry, guys. No commentating for the rest of the night. You're just going to be hearing the car noises. That's it.
You know what? That's not the worst thing either. Cliff jumping in our YouTube chat as well, saying a big shout out to you, Blake. He said a hell of a job so far in the booth right now. He's really enjoying it.
Well, I appreciate it. I hope no viewership curse commentators, so there's still halfway of the race to go, man.
Yeah, I got plenty of time, but what you got there, Blake, before I cut you off for that?
I'm just keep looking at the 00 dedicated to that top lane, and he's trying to get the top lane going, and he's been struggling thus far to get anyone to go with him. As the 31 is gonna try again. Sorry, but man, without any of those power players we've been talking about, like the 38, the 2, or the 54 up there, it's kind of hard for them to get going. But they're starting to make a little bit of ways there.
Yeah, we're jumping on board here with the 00 as he is trying to get around the 31, or I'm sorry, push the 31 on that outside. Look at the momentum they're going to carry on the outside.
Part of that was due to the 96 got a little loose. That made the 54 and the 31 both go high. To 60 is going to go high with them, leaving the 63 out low. Too much of a run to block as the 54 is heading to the lead.
And they're keeping a side by side here. You see Dylan McDonald's back on the outside up there. 3 wide, a few rows back, but right now the focus is here on the lead. Can Dalton McKinney clear the 60 with enough help from the 31? The 60 is going to need Kevin Gimme to get up on his bumper and push him. Remember, a couple of weeks ago, Zack Woods actually got booted from the race after contact with Kevin Gimme, where we thought it was simply a crazy situation. In reality, it was more of a bump and move him out of the way type of situation.
If you don't like each other, sometimes the best pairings like that work the best at these plate tracks. As the 31 is going to go below the 54, and he's going to take the lead.
Wow, there it is. So the 60 is going to lose the lead to the 54. Then the 54 immediately loses it too. Oh, you see one car upset a little bit. I think that was the 25 of Bryce Kobler and Dylan McDonald. Great save there for Bryce. That thing looks sideways as they were going into turn number 3.
Things are starting to get a little dicey at the bottom. Really checked up hard there as the 54 has a car length out on the 31. Is he going to stick with the high lane? We've seen people all night move to that low lane and get leapfrog. Is he going to... Oh! Contact from the 31 and the 00.
Great save there for the both of them. I thought for sure the 00 might be shooting up the track and he'd be in a massive accident, but great job between the 00 and the 31. They're going to keep it going as right now 31's going to move back out to the outside of the 54. He is not content riding behind anybody. He wants to be out there leading laps tonight.
That 31 is doing everything in his power to be out front as you're seeing the 60 with a strong push to that 54.
Oh my god.
63 get
loose into there. That's going to really hurt that bottom lane right now.
Now he's getting a run on the 60. You can't really push the pusher. Is he going to dare to do so?
Man, but Zack Woods was extremely aggressive down the backstretch, doing exactly what he needs to do to get up there. You know, and that's another thing. When you don't have an opportunity to run up front at these plate tracks often, you know, if you do run in the back too much, you don't always understand the run. I mean, it changes every single time it feels like you come to a plate track. And really get the vibe of what everybody's doing in the race itself. So that's also something important to try to get done is get up there and get some racing in. Don't just hang out the entire time in the back. I've learned that the hard way. You got to get up there and see what your car can do. Here comes the 60 to the outside of the 54. What a move there for Zack Woods.
Oh, I don't know. He has no help at all from anyone. It looked like the top, there was a bunch of sketchy moments on the top side. People getting connected in the corners, which you never want to see. As that made him check up really hardcore. As there's a sizable distance between him and the 31. He's going to have to side draft with all his might and just hope the 31 can get there as fast as he can. But I think the 31's about to split him 3 wide here, and he does.
That's exactly what he's going to do. You see the 49 is going to follow him. The 14 will follow him. The 60 is Zack Woods is going to be stuck right in the middle here as you see those cars come flying past him right now.
He's going to have help. The 38 and the 2 are right behind him.
Yeah, that was almost a 10 miles per hour difference. They are going to go 3 wide here, back in the pack. Can they hold on to it? Oh, no, there he goes.
He turns to 60. He didn't spin.
No, he made hard contact with another car, and it just kept on going. No caution because everybody got it straightened out.
I can't believe what I just saw. He was completely sideways, and I guess by the power of the iRacing gods, he got it back straight.
Yeah, we're going to see him fall through the middle of the pack right here.
Down to 22nd now.
And I think what happened was maybe the 38 got up behind him, gave him a push, and it upset the car, the 60 a little bit. Actually, that's exactly what happened. Made contact with the 22. The 5 gets into the wall to avoid it, but they all make it through pretty good.
Yeah, but you're seeing heavy damage to the 5, no front end, and the 22 also just pit for damage, though.
Yeah,
So
they're going to need a caution now.
as soon as possible. The one looks like he got some heavy damages. He is significantly slower than the people around him.
Oh, yeah, significant right side damage there. You see the 60 now back there with the 5. Luckily, I'm pretty sure both of them have a fast repair. Haven't seen them really involved in any incidents today, so they'll just hope for a caution. As really, this just really spread the pack out and kind of put everybody single file there, as everybody was just kind of in panic mode for a moment. You know, when a big accident almost happens, or kind of partially does, everybody just like takes a step back like, whoa, 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 whoa. We still got 35 laps to go and at least another round of pit stops to do.
Yeah, but now you're looking at the 49. As soon as you say they're single file, 49 is leading the 14 to 38, 25 and 2 on a high line Renegade, seeing if they can get back up front. Taking advantage of that bottom line being really spacious.
Oh, as these guys, as you see the 22, he's come back off pit lane. He's going to move to the high side. He'll be going a lap down now.
63 is pushing the 54 as hard as possible. That is a sketchy game to play when everyone's single file, at least for the moment.
Well, stay aggressive, you know. You see those guys are starting to get lined up side by side behind him. And what can he do better than just stay aggressive and keep pushing him as hard as you can? I mean, 63, Kevin Gimme, he's now got the 96 of DJ Daniel to his outside. He doesn't have the momentum to be able to cut in front of him, and now everybody's going to go to the outside. Can Dalton McKinney get there and put the block? But I think that the 30...
McKinney has to go high.
I think the 63 gave him too much of a push, and the 54 was left too far out there.
And that high line has a pretty good amount of people rather than the inside. They have 2 cars on the inside right now.
There comes your Daytona 250 winner there on the outside, DJ Daniel. He's got help from the 6 of Chris Wheeler.
Looks like they're flirting with going low here. I think they want that 49 to get clear.
Yeah, the 49 of Kyle Gardner. No, they're not going to wait for him to get clear. They're just going to go ahead and pull it now.
He just said sorry, bud, but I think that might be the wrong move, as the 49 has the 14 and the 38, who we've been talking about all night in that line. 96 is going to go up to block. They're going to split them 3 wide.
Yep, bad decision there for DJ Daniel. He's going to get left in the middle right here. Nobody's going to go with him. He's going to try to go high there, try to do a little bit of side draft. It's just not going to help, and he's still stuck there. Nobody to go with him. He come down now. 34 laps to go. I'm sorry.
I think it's a little early to pull that block there. But that really hurts the outside.
That's going to hurt this front group as a whole. You see Dylan McDonald's going to abandon the outside. They had pulled off right now to about a 4-second lead over the second pack, but it's 3.5 seconds over the last place in this front group here, which is, I believe, Charles. This contact 96 and a 14. And that will bring out a caution this time. Great save there for the 14 and everybody behind him to avoid him. Oh, and that was close.
Wow. Man, it looks like the 96 got a run, tried to take it, and he just moved up and hit the 14.
Let's see exactly what happened here to the 14. Oh, this is... Yeah, it looks like the 96 is going to try to use the momentum here that he had, and I think that's going to be just enough contact to turn that 14 around. I think he was actually trying to avoid the 22 there. I think he... I don't know if he just had to run and also was just trying to maybe avoid the 22 checking up for the moment. That's an overreaction.
96 is just taking a run. 22 is kind of keeping his line. I think he was trying to split it 3 wide. 22 does narrowly go up, but if you're the 96 in that scenario, I think you just got to check up and take the next run you get, because there's nowhere to go for you.
Well, this is going to be a huge break here. Mike Sabanowski should... I don't... No, he didn't get into the incident here, so he should be able to get his lucky dog now. And then there's going to be a big break for the 1, the 5, the 60, who all received damage there. And how about a comeback for Tanner Nowell? He is back up here into the lead lap in 19th. We saw him involved in that first incident to start the race that didn't bring out a caution that he was sideways in the back. As Chris Wheeler's going to make his way down pit lane. I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing guys come down pit lane. I think this is going to be just outside of the pit window. That might be why. 33 laps still.
You're starting to see a lot more people come down pit road now. 63, the 2, the 38. All your big players are down pit road right now.
Well, you know what this does, in my opinion? Even if this doesn't clear you to the end of the race, this does allow you to put in a lot less fuel at your next stop. So for that green flag laps, you can put in a quick splash and you're good to go compared to some of these guys who are going to need more fuel to make it to the end of the race.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the two guys who didn't pit, the 54 and the 00. What do those two people have in common? They're not in the playoffs. So maybe they're just thinking here, you know what, we might get a caution, we might not, but if I'm in their situation, might as well pull these crazy calls because you can't lose anything.
Yeah, I don't know if I understand this quite that much.
I mean, that's the only logical conclusion I can come to is that, man, I don't know. Maybe the field just decided do what the leader doesn't, so leader didn't.
That is
pit,
true.
So.
That could be the opportunity. So, well, while we figure this out and let these guys pace here after that caution, after some intense racing, we'll go ahead and get to our brief commercial break. Everybody, we'll be right back.
Drivers that took time, all of them within 3.5 tenths of each other tonight is going to be a very closely competitive race.
As the field works its way out of the 3-4 complex, the only thing that's left to say is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point safety harness, because race fans, it's showtime!
Amazing looking cars already. Green flag will fly.
Oh, they're wrecking! Well, one thing that you're going to see at this track that we haven't seen the last few weeks is a surface that's multi-group. I think this is the first multi-group surface we're going to have.
After an amazing race at Daytona, we now come to the West Coast and Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California for the second round of the Way She Goes Racing League Cup Series.
All right, we're going to have 30 laps to go here. We're lined up side by side. Pace lights are off on the pace truck, and we're going to have green flag racing once again here on these next lap. Blake, 30 laps to go. It's going to be an exciting finish to the race, I think.
Yeah, I tell you, man, I'm worried about that 54 and 00. I mean, they have, not the tires really matter here, but they do have the oldest tires. They do have less gas in the tank, which does matter a lot in these cars. That means your back end isn't weighed down as much, so it's a little higher in the air. So that means you're not going as fast as everyone behind them. So I'm interested to see how aggressive are the 6 and 63 going to be on the start, and I'm wondering who's going to be the first to split a 3 wide on them.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, this is still so early on. In my opinion, if I'm any of these guys that pit, I'm going to let the 00 and the 54 lead and burn that fuel even more and try to save as much as you can behind them.
Yeah, but, you know, playoffs, Talladega, you want that lead as soon and fast as possible.
I'm playing the long game here. We got 30 laps to go, still plenty of time for stuff to happen. But right now, Dalton McKinney is the man on point. Vernon Reese restarting on his outside, and we are green flag racing once again here for the Ghost Cup Series. 30 laps to go here at Talladega, presented by Fort Worth Screen Printing. They're going to drive down here into turn number 1. Dalton McKinney's going to clear for first. It looks like Kevin Gibney Jr. will clear for second as Chris Wheeler is now side by side with Vernon Reese. That outside lane just did not get going there.
Yeah, pretty much everyone abandoned it. The 2 of Alfred Denny spun his tires a bit on the start, so that allowed the 6 of Chris Wheeler to drop down to the bottom, as you're going to see that Talladega train go on for probably a few laps here.
See that 63 back all over the back bumper of the 54 here as we're in turns 3 and 4. 63 not letting up any bit at all, and that's going to allow Kyle Gardner to stay right with him. But man, the 54's got his work cut out for him right now.
Gibney kind of reminds me of Denny Hamlin a lot of these plate races. Denny Hamlin was one of the best pushers in the field, but he was going to make you work for it, but you were going to go places.
Yeah, and I think, this is actually going to be really important for Kevin. This might be what he's doing right now, just kind of planning for the end of the race, seeing what can he do, what are his limits when it comes to pushing, to see if he can't try to push somebody to where he needs to be to put himself in the chance to win a race. Looking pretty good right now. I'd say the 63 is also going to be one of your top pushers right now. Something we didn't see so much from him at Daytona, in either Daytona race, where he kind of just lingered around back until the end of the race. Tonight, he's out there being aggressive.
Yes, don't look now, but that 25 is leading a Highline lane, who's already gotten even with the 5th place car. I don't see anyone from the top 4 quite yet jumping out, but it's going to be interesting to see if they're aggressive enough to do so.
You see him, he was on the outside. Just peeking on the outside of Alfred Denny and the 6 of Chris Wheeler. He's still looking for some of that help, but that time around, Bryce Coburn just put down his fastest lap of the day, and Tanner Nowell back there in 23rd put the fastest lap of anybody tonight. A 48.07 flat. That's 6/10 faster than Bryce in his fastest lap just now. But you see that big push right there from the 63 all over the back bumper of that 54. A little dangerous there, it looked like, as he peeks to the outside. No, 31. I think he just needs some air to that front. How hard he's pushing him, he's got to need some air.
Could be, but the 31 is starting to lead that high line. He jumped out in front of the 25s. They're starting to make a run here.
Boy, oh boy, look at the battles we're having now. This is coming down to the end of the race. I still think it's too early to try to be making any type of moves. But you're going to see a lot of these guys trying to get to the front in a hurry right now.
Well, there may be 25 to go, but Brock Whitehead does not care what lap it is. He's going to go for it at any lap. There could be 200 to go, and he's going to go for it.
Oh, man, that's what I love about watching him, broadcasting races that he's in. I mean, it makes it so enjoyable for us here in the broadcast booth.
It's worth noting that 2 of Alfred Denny does have a bit of rear-end damage, and he's at some point struggled to keep up with that 6 car on the inside lane.
Yeah, I wonder if that's leading to why 6 isn't able to go much more from there. And you got to wonder, man, if this goes green, this is one of those situations where I believe the 2 would have his faster pair still. But makes you wonder, did he decide not to use it, assuming there might be a wreck here and he didn't want to lose his opportunity. I think I saw the 60 back here with damage on his car as well. So he decided not to use his faster pair. So a couple of guys in the field right now, assuming we might get another wreck. And trying to keep that faster pair in their back pocket still.
It's not the worst damage in the world, but you can definitely see how it is hindering him in the pack.
Yeah, right now, running where he's at in 6th place pretty solidly. Can't complain too much about it. And assuming a caution does come out, he'd come down pit road and get it fixed. But if it goes green, then you're going to be left wondering, man, oh man, I wish I would have taken my faster pair. I probably could have done something with it.
Hey, I'm looking at that 63 push to 54, and down the backstretch that time, they got really, really loose. I'm wondering how many more pushes can that 54 take?
Well, he's got no problem because he's staying out there. Other people would have said, no, I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and get out of this, and he's taking every bit of it. He said, Kevin, give me as much push as you can.
Well, that 54 does have a little bit of pressure on his shoulders, filling in for Christopher Tate, seeing how many points he can give him for tonight. So a lot of pressure on his shoulders, and maybe he doesn't mind that 63 pushing that hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got some pretty good stage 2 points. If I'm not mistaken, finished somewhere in the top 5 there. But right now, I mean, it is Kevin Gibney Jr., your Daytona winner just a few weeks ago to get into the playoffs all over the back bumper. Kyle Gardner is your pole sitter. He's done a great job so far today. He's just been right there in the top 5, it seems like, all race long. I think it's someone you're really going to have to pay attention to come to the end of this race. I think he'll sneak his way into a victory, possibly.
Whitehead, that 31 and the 25 are really working their way up on the top side. It's not all at once, but they're slowly but surely trying, doing everything they can to make it up there.
Yeah, Brock Whitehead himself is also a pretty good plate racer himself. Actually won the second dual race at Daytona earlier this year, but I mean, he's been up front for most of these plate races. I don't expect. Oh, you see one car sideways down there. That's the 22, Mike Sabanovsky. Great save there. He'll slide right back in the line. Hopefully, not lose too much of a draft.
See the 31 get split 3 wide by the 25. 25 had enough of pushing him. Maybe I think the 31 slipped up a little bit, and that gave the opportunity for the 25 to get past.
Yep, that's going to slip 31 back. You see the looks like the 96 of DJ Daniels going to pull in right behind him. This first 5-6 cars maybe kind of all single file at the moment. That is Dalton McKinney, Kevin Gibney Jr., Kyle Gardner, Chris Wheeler, Alfred Denny, and Bryce Kobler side by side right now with your Kentucky winner Ricky Gonzalez, Vernon Reese, Dylan McDonald, and Brock Whitehead still holding on to that 10th place right now as he battles it out with Christian Roos for that position.
I think you're looking at the top 4 here, that they are content on where they are, but I'm going to look at when the opportunity arises, probably the last 10 laps, the 2, the 48, and the 38. 48 and 38 are teammates, and the 2 is working with that team. When are they going to start making their moves up there?
Well, I mean, you don't want to make your move too early as well, so you also got to, it's all about the timing. I mean, it truly is all about the timing and where your teammates, where your friends, and, well, do you have any teammates or friends come the last couple of laps?
I think getting up there, I think a lot of people are going to take the mentality of Ryan Blaney, who says he wants to make sure someone from his team wins when he's 100% sure someone from his team is going to win, and when he's 100% sure of that, then he starts making his move on them.
Well, I mean, you saw DJ Daniel. That's what he did in the Daytona race to start the season, the very first points race of the Ghost Cup Series, where on the last turn, he decided to just make a big move on his teammate, Robert Lawrence, side draft him as hard as he could, and he would come home with a 1-2 victory for the team.
I think the outside lane might have finally gotten the momentum it needs, as it's starting to get the highest it's ever been since the last caution.
Yeah, they've got a ton of cars up there maintaining themselves pretty nicely overall.
25's trying to lead them, but I don't know. Something's holding them back, and I think it's really that 63 pushing the 54 as hard as he is.
Yeah, that 63 is being just doing a great job of really running that inside. That's exactly how you have to run that inside when these guys have been running the outside so well. Is you're just going to have to get up there and be as aggressive as you possibly can, because the 25, they've got a great run on the outside, but the 63 is pushing the 54 so hard. I mean, it's working great right now what these guys have got set at the bottom. If I am racing tonight, I want to get my front bumper in front of that 63, the 38. Any one of these guys we've seen pushing so hard. You saw the 31 with his aggressive pushing earlier. Those are the guys you want behind you with a chance to win the race.
Yeah, that 25 starting to finally make his way to the front. He's starting to challenge side by side with the 54 for the lead. Is the 63 going to be a little reserved on his pushes now that there's someone beside him?
Yeah, you have to see, is he? And it looks like he's at the back bumper there, the 54. Great job there. You see these guys peeking in. They peek in, peek out, peek in, peek out. What they're trying to do is they're trying to cool down the front of this car. You know, you've only got that small area for air to come through, as Bryce Kobler is going to now take the lead there going into turn number 3 from the outside.
We've seen it all race. Was that the wrong move to make, as the outside might start leapfrogging here if the double zeros has a huge run going to the front here. Oh, pit
we're
stops.
Pit lane. We got a couple guys. Looks like we definitely, I want to assume we definitely can't make it to pit lane
6,
or make it to the end of this one.
28 and 14.
Looks like everybody did a great job of coming down pit lane right there. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars probably. I wonder if that's should be a pretty good number to get out there and really put yourself in a good position as long as everybody gets off pit lane correctly.
I think you're going to see here who's going to take 2 tires, and I believe the 6 just took 2 tires, as he's jumping out in front of the 25, 14, and 36.
Yeah, it looks like I think they may have all taken 2 tires right there. So, and you see this pack really starting to get jumbled up here. That's hurting their overall momentum. Is really going to lead into the favor of those guys who pit first. And here comes the next group of guys coming down pit lane.
31 and 00. Ooh, that hurts. That is only 4 cars with them.
They got a couple behind them, but the problem with those guys behind them is they were a little further back. So are they close enough
I would think if you're the 00 and 31, you got to be checking up a little bit once you get out of the pit road here, so you can get a draft from the rest of the guys here, because you have more guys in your group than the first group.
Yeah, that's a good, decent amount of cars right there. Looks like maybe 7 or 8 there as well. You got 9 cars in this front group right here who did not hit pit lane.
I got to believe they're coming in this time, and this is going to be the group to watch if they all pit together.
It's actually going to be 10 cars. You're going to include this 82 of Mike Corvu, who's currently not on the lead lap. So, yeah, this is a pretty solid group of guys that everybody can come down pit road cleanly. Looks like not going to quite hit pit lane just yet, but they're not, they got to be closer together right now. They're not close enough together. They're going to be losing time overall, in my opinion.
Yeah, unless they're trying to pit this lap, which I would say give each other room so you're not all on top of each other during pit stops, because that's where a lot of cautions come here at Talladega, is when you're trying to go from 200 miles an hour to hit that 55 mark and you're all on top of each other. So they might be spreading out a little bit here because they might be preparing to pit.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say you wanted to be on top of each other maybe until you get to the backstretch, then start backing off a little bit, because there's still so much time to get down to pit lane, and I think you're losing time right now to the rest of these guys. So we'll have to see how that works out. I will see if they plan on coming down pit lane here. We've got 27 laps to go.
And
That's
they are
exactly what it
pitting.
is. Here it is. Everybody's going to pit. No, it looks like the 28 who just went a lap down. So can everybody make it down pit lane?
Ooh, that 60 might have gotten a penalty. He did hit the cone.
Let's see how bad was it there.
I think he barely nicked it, but iRacing can get pretty stingy about it.
That's going to be close. I would say that's... Oh, he's good to go. It looks like he's going to get right in and... Yeah, it looks like he didn't get the penalty for that guy. I think that they hold you in the box for that, don't they?
I think so. I'm not sure if they make you come back around or not. The 60 did not get a penalty, but ooh, that is worrisome. They are pretty far apart.
Yeah, and here comes a big pack behind them of Bryce Kobler, so they're going to have that momentum. These were the 4 guys that had pit early on there, so big momentum in their favor right now. These guys are still coming off pit lane and not quite close enough to each other.
Yeah, but this is only 4 cars in this pack. You got to be thinking, if you're Ricky Gonzalez, who's leading the second pack, you got to back up to the 38. 38's got to be backing up to the 60. 60's got to be backing up to the 96 and the 4. As you're having that other pack that pit that are going to be cycling in right on top of the 60 and the 38.
Yeah, that's what we're having Alfred Denny. He stayed on pit lane longer than everybody else. He's going to lose a ton of time from that.
I'm wondering if he got himself a penalty. Maybe either a penalty or he took 4 tires.
That could be a possibility as well. Maybe forgot to check those tires off. And these guys almost made contact. The 99 and the 4. The 99 pushing hard on the 4 right there. Wow, that was really, really close there. Could have been a big wreck.
Wow. So if you're this pack here, I know it's hard, but you got to sacrifice your position and you got to be in a single file line, which is looking like what they're not willing to do.
Apologies there, everybody. I clicked the wrong thing and that came out of nowhere.
38 gets to the 99. Ooh, wow.
How
They're all over each other.
That is insane there. Nolan, thanks for joining in on the chat as well. Rooting on for Kevin Gibby Jr., one of the guys obviously he gets to race with.
There's 15 laps to go. This second pack has to figure out what they're doing. They have to get in a single file line if they want a shot at sniffing the lead, because they are 4.5 seconds behind. And yes, that front pack only has 4 cars with it. But with you fighting each other like this is not going to help your cause to try to get out front at all.
Questioning right now what's going to be the plan for the rest of these drivers as they go through these final laps. We're going to have 23 laps to go, and we're honestly so spread out. I'm not sure that we're going to have a caution here to finish this race. I mean, I see the way they're racing right now, but I mean, I can tell you this: these 4 guys up front, once this to go green, they've got themselves a 4.5 second lead as those guys behind them continue to battle and they just lose time in the process.
I think they might be starting to get single filed out as the 14 and the 96 drop to the end of the pack, and they're all, well now they're having troubles again as the 99 goes below the yellow for some reason.
Not sure exactly why, but gonna have to hang on to it there best they can.
And now that has broken up the pack once again. I mean, they are losing time to this 4-car pack out in front of them. They're about half a second slower.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is here and why they're trying it the way they are, but they got to get back single file if they want to be able to have a chance to win this race.
It's honestly kind of bewildering. I mean, you have to sacrifice your pride just a little bit if you want a shot to win it. Because it's not fun, you know, fighting for 5th place 5 seconds out of the main pack.
Yeah, let me fight for 5th with a chance to win it if they wreck in front of me. I don't want to be fighting for 5th, exactly like you said, 5-6 seconds behind them. So now that they're lined up, a lot more cars in this one. You've got what looks to be about 8 cars, twice the amount of cars in that front pack. They could really, really help if they can get some good laps going.
We're going to be, if they can keep themselves single file this lap, we're going to see how quickly they can run them down based on the separation of lap times.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what that difference could be. I mean, right now they're tracking, I would say, pretty decently.
And the 38's passing the 4.
Yep, not going to help right there. Shoving that 4 out to the outside.
It might help because the 38's proven to be the best pusher.
He is a pretty good pusher. Yeah, that might be one of those same things. Swallow your pride for a moment. So, you know, that guy can get out there and push as hard as he can. The 21 is a guy who can handle those pushes as well.
And they've...
a little slower still there. 3 to 4 tenths slower, but we didn't have that small exchange there. So I guess we'll have to see one more lap here. But with 10, 11 laps to go, they're going to have to click them off 6 tenths a lap almost to have a chance to catch them. And I don't know if that's going to be enough time.
I mean, they're going to have to work it as the 14's passing the 99.
Yeah, and then unfortunately, yeah, I don't understand why this is happening. They actually picked up a straggler here.
And the 14 gets it to the 99. 99's into the wall.
Oh no, the 99's in the wall. Can he save it? Wow, he saves it there.
You know, we actually haven't been focusing on the pack behind them who have been clicking off some pretty fast laps.
Trying to see here.
The 85, 83, and 87. I assume they're all teammates because they have all the same number font. They have been leading this third
that's
pack
netcode as well that did that to those two, the 14 and the 99. So, but yeah, you mentioned this big pack behind them, led by the 85 of Nick Biddy. They're catching up to the 14 of Christian Roos. They're gonna have to go around. It's gonna take a lot of work if they can try to get back around them here.
They got to let their whole pack get around them. Like, that was a good job.
Yeah, but right now, 8 seconds behind, these guys are going to need a caution if they want an opportunity to get up there and fight for a win. And that's how important pit stops are. Pit stops could very well easily determine the end of this race as we come down to 9 laps to go. 3 different
And the
packs.
87 gets turned around.
Oh, there's a caution. There it is. Oh, my goodness.
31 turned the 87 in the front stretch.
All right.
Tanner now went airborne.
All right, let's check this view out here. See, the 87 is on the inside. I can already tell the 85, the 83, and the 87 the 83 and 87 are in bad positions, trying to get off the throttle, not to hit these guys in the wrong spot. And the 31 just caught the 87 in a terrible position right there, and that sent Tanner that car is destroyed right there. And I think he may have already used his faster brake today as well.
And you know the 25 of Bryce Kobler is seething right now.
I got to see this view from the 14. And how does the 14 make it out of this? We're going to jump on board here with Brock Whitehead. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. All right. I'm going to have to just rewind that one more time.
That is Bubba Wallace-esque at Talladega last year when he went under Joey Logano.
Oh, I cannot believe this. Just inches. The 14 is going to make it through that. Unbelievable.
That is
oh my
insane.
Goodness. Let's see. I do believe we have 2 green-white checkers here. Let me go ahead and double check that for everybody.
I do believe it's 2. I think I remember
2.
something at Martin.
Yes, that is 2 green white checkers only. And yes, Marcus, you're right. It's a big, massive break there for Alfred Denny to get back, have a chance to get back up there, and it's gonna be an absolutely insane finish.
Alfred still has work to do. He's back in 22nd, so he's gonna have to pull something out of the bag of Dale Earnhardt stuff when he went from 17th
I'm
to
gonna
1st.
guess
in those
with this
past few
damage
laps.
he's got, he does not have a faster pair left right now because he's got some significant right or rear damage there that maybe it's telling him his optional damage is done, but I think that's still going to be holding him back, as you mentioned. So I think if he doesn't have a fast pair already, then or he hadn't used it there, he probably just doesn't have it left.
Yeah, well, that's a tough break for Alfred there. Maybe he's hoping for some big crashes in front of him, and he's avoiding.
Yep, as we go ahead and finish this up, I would love to bring somebody in right now, but we're not allowed to bring people in the final 10 laps due to their claim for the broadcaster's curse. Nobody will speak to us, Blake. I think I've done damage to too many people this season.
I don't understand why they wouldn't want to talk to the broadcasters with a restart within looking like 5 to go. I couldn't think of a single reason why they wouldn't want to talk to us.
Oh boy, I do believe that the 5 Chris Hupka will be the lucky dog as well. So nice break there for Hupka.
It's interesting. The big players all day, none of them are in the top 5.
That's Talladega for you.
Except for
well,
Dylan
I'd say Gardner. Yeah, Gardner's been up there pretty, the top.
Gardner.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the 25. He's been up and down the 6. I don't think he's led a lap all day. And the 21 was leading that line for a while.
Yeah, he led early in the race, I think, briefly. You're right, but yeah, nothing.
We've had so many leaders this race has been.
That's the beauty of Talladega. That's what makes it so much fun for us, at least.
I do want to look at Dylan McDonald. I've talked about him all night. Call it bias, whatever. But Dylan's been one of the strongest in the field, and he's going to be starting 3rd row inside. I'm looking to see what magic he can pull here.
Yeah, magic's what we're going to need here. This should not be a green-white checkered finish. I do think we'll still have at least 5 to go, assuming we go 2 to green here. We'll look for...
I'm going to think 4 to go, as I believe was what we're going to restart with.
All right. Well, for the those drivers that are still racing, or I'm sorry, not just drivers, those that are still watching with us here, if you're rooting for anybody in specific, or if you think somebody's going to win this race, go ahead and let us know in the comment section who you think has the opportunity to win this race. And I think the big question is going to be, can somebody do it from anywhere further back than 10th?
I think it definitely could happen. I mean, when it mattered in Stage 2, you saw a bunch of guys just make that 3rd lane work, and I think that's going to happen again here. Although, the 2 people, the 38 and the 60, who are, I think, the only ones in the top 10 that made it work, are trapped on the inside, so that's going to be interesting to see if they can make moves there.
We'll just put that poll up for everybody there. If you get an opportunity, will someone 11th on back win this race? So these guys are eager. Look at this, already side by side. I don't know if the lights are off on the pace truck. I think the lights are off. We're actually going to have 5 to go here. I think they may have shortened the caution. That's fine by me. Gives us a few more laps to race.
Yeah, gives it a few more laps for the plot to thicken, you could say.
All right. Thank you, Josh and Kelly, for joining us on our Facebook feed as well. We're rooting on Kevin Gibney Jr. right now.
Gibney has a pretty big fan base, it seems.
So far, yeah. So far, so good, I'd say. Oh, when you win a race here in Daytona, yeah, you're going to have some people that are going to be rooting you on again.
He does have a bit to work, though. I mean, he's 13th right now. He's going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat to win this one.
All right, and then for those on our Facebook chat as well, we went ahead and activated that poll for you guys to answer as well. If you think somebody from 11th on back might win tonight's race. All right, Blake, 5 laps to go. Hoping this is going to be the last caution. Go ahead and take us away here as we go green.
This is where the money is made here at the Super Speedways. This is Talladega, 5 to go. Playoff time. This is what you wish for. 21's giving a big gap to the 49.
I don't think we're going green here.
No, they're going green.
What on earth was that? I don't know that restart. Something was very off there.
Oh, big checkout from the 25s. They're wrecking at the front of the field.
Oh my goodness. I don't know if
big wreck.
Oh my goodness. There it is. Massive wreck here.
Well, Tar Heel in chat was right. Everyone up front got junked.
Wow.
I don't want. It's like the 25 just stopped going.
I don't quite understand what happened either. Let's try and jump in. I mean, let's.
I'm looking at the 25's cockpit, and it's looking like he struggled to get it into third gear. He couldn't get it into third gear.
Yeah, and the 6 gave him a pretty big push right there. I mean, the 6, nothing the 6 can do. I mean, everybody's just in line, but look at the chaos that happens right here. Zack Woods is gonna make it through just barely.
Wow, that was a lot of big hitters involved in that one. That was the big one we've all been waiting for.
Yep, he's gonna make it through along with the 83 of Joe David. Otherwise, he's the 54, the 85, the 4, the 48, the 21. Brock might make his way through this one. Does Alfred Denny make his way through this one? I think he does. You know, I always love jumping on board when someone's sitting behind a crash and maybe makes it through. We're going to see what it looks like for Alfred Denny here.
I believe Alfred got a little bit of front end damage from that. Not enough to pit, but there is a little bit there.
Oh, yeah, it's a small touch. That's a... And then let's jump on board with 31. Does he make it through here as well? I do believe he does. Oof. Oh, yeah, he gets into the 54 there, actually.
Once again, I'm looking at it live here.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a whole lot of damage.
Yeah, 31 doesn't look too terrible right now.
And he's not going to pit. The 2 will pit, though.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and get that damage fixed up. We should have a green-white checkered here then.
The 2, the 21 going to join them, as well as the 48.
Yeah, they were all involved in that accident there, taking on some damage, so... So yeah, the 54 is going to stay out. He doesn't have a back bumper at all. Technically, this car would be illegal in real life. It doesn't have a spoiler for this race.
Aerodynamics, I guess. That's a wild call. I guess when you're filling in for the points leader, you pull out all the stops.
I'd also assume that he's probably out of his fast repair as well there.
Yeah.
Right now is going to leave an interesting top 10. Chris Wheeler in first with some back damage there. You see Dylan McDonald, he's got damage as well from when they checked up DJ Daniel. I see slight damage there on the rear of the car. Good amount of front end damage for him. Zack Woods here in the 60. Actually, car looking pretty clean right now for him. Joe David looking pretty clean. Kevin Gibney Jr., who made it through there. Mike Sabanovsky made it through as well. I thought I may have seen him got some type of damage, but he looking a little bit of right side damage there. Doesn't look too heavy. Brock Whitehead, we saw him. It looks like he's got that front end damage for him. Kyle Rocket Speeds, haven't had much of a chance to talk about him today, running up into 9th position, actually right where he started. And Dalton McKinney with all that rear end damage there, currently rounding out your top 10.
This is a hurt field here at Talladega, to say the least.
Which is insane because we've actually just had such good overall clean green flag racing. So
I think this is the 3rd incident caution of the race.
I think that might be, and I think that might be pushing it even at that.
Yeah, I mean, we had one of the stages had a wreck. The other stage didn't have a wreck, and I think there was only 2 other wrecks beyond that were called for cautions. So, and this was really the first huge wreck. Every other wreck just only had like 4 max drivers involved into it.
Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in Ricky Gonzalez in that number 48 Ford Mustang, currently missing quite a few pieces to it. Ricky, give us an explanation there of your view of that wreck.
Yeah, it looked like somebody checked up way up there. Bryce said he missed a gear. So I was just trying to make it to the end. I thought about dropping to the back, but, you know, got caught up in this accident. I hate it for Wyatt, who's watching the stream. He's a big supporter of mine. So shout out to all the Anderson family that's watching the stream tonight. It's not over yet. I'm not going to give up. We're going to try to get a top 10 out of this. So we're going to go get him tonight.
Man, well, sounds good. Wish you luck here, Ricky, and we'll enjoy this last couple laps.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, guys.
So we have hit the 1 to go here, and we're going to get our first attempt at a green-white checkered.
Oh boy, it's going to be exciting. First attempt at a green-white checkered. Only 2 attempts here tonight, and you see the top 3 drivers have a little bit of some damaged race cars, so I'm going to be interested to see how does that affect those 3, albeit those 3 are very fast plate drivers as well. Then you have Zack Woods, Joe David, Kevin Gibney Jr. with what looks to be the least damaged race cars up here per se. Then everybody else behind them, I think Chris Hupka may have finally saved his fast repair. He's looking pretty good with that M&M Chevrolet back there in 12th.
And look at this top line. This has been the all-stars of this race. Dylan McDonald, Zachary Woods, Kevin Gibney Jr., and Brock Whitehead. Even the 54 of Dalton McKinney, who has damage, has been up there all race. So I'm looking for something from this top line. It's been the line to go for, and you have really the all-star pushers of today's race.
Well, don't forget, you do have your Daytona 250 winner sitting second in that inside lane, so I definitely suspect that he's going to be pretty aggressive to start this. I wouldn't be surprised if we're looking at 3 wide at one point. So green-white checker going to be really exciting to see how we're going to finish this one off. I mean, I don't think we see a winner from back behind 10th this time around. I think for Frack, we're going to see our winner come in the top 10.
You want to make a last-second pick here for a winner, Angel?
I'm not mentioning anybody so that I'm not getting in trouble with no one. I've heard it enough this season.
You know what? I haven't. I'm going to go with the 38 of Dylan McDonald. That's my race winner.
All right. Sounds good here. We're going to go get ready to go green flag racing again.
1638 lined up again. They work together for stage 2, but that 96, like you said, Daytona winner going to be linked up with the 6 on the bottom.
And they do have to wait on green here.
Already ready to make a good push here. Already linked up, and green flag is waving. 2 to go here at Talladega.
Man, the 96 and the 60, neither one really got to the front or the back bumpers there of these guys in front of them. As now the 60 is trying to push the 38 very hard there in the outside. Got to be careful in the corner not to accidentally get into the wrong spot of him. But great push there from the 60 to the 38 to put him with a great run on the outside. Can they hold on to it though?
Barely holding on. 63 Kevin Gibney Jr. was looking to go in 3 wide, but they're going to keep with the 60 here. Going to keep on pushing the 38. Will they make a move here? No, they're going to continue pushing the 38 of Dylan McDonald.
Yeah, those 3 guys I know are working together right now. You got Brock Whitehead right behind there on the outside of Kevin Gibney Jr. That's the inside though, fighting back very hard. Oh no, there goes Zack Woods.
Big wreck.
We're going to have another shot at this. Or
They
maybe
haven't
not.
called the caution yet. Are they not going to call a caution? Oh, they called the caution.
There it is.
I was about to say, what a wow.
Oh my goodness, right there.
Wow.
You see the run right here. The 63 is going to carry. I think he just gets the 60 in the wrong spot. Oh no, the 60 just had to check up there. Yeah, that was nobody's fault right there. The 60 just had to check up, and the 63 had nowhere to go.
Yeah, 63 gets a little wiggly. Trying not to push the 38 too hard, especially while they're on the track. Corner exit, that's the lightest part of the track. And he's trying to nudge the 38 but not push him so he doesn't turn him. And he gets a
heavy
little
damage
wiggly.
to Alfred Denny after using his fast repair.
Wrong place, wrong time, as well as Chris Hubka in the 5, who, like you said, just uses fast repair.
Oh, that car, look at that. Those wheels are turning to the right there. Everything is knocked out of play in this car.
Wow. Alfred Denny hit everybody. Or more, everybody hit him.
Let's go in and jump to see exactly what happened to Alfred Denny. This one, oh yeah, just the absolute worst place to be right there. Oh, hard hit for him as he comes flying up the racetrack. Nowhere for the 82 to go. Heavy, heavy, heavy damage there for the 2 of Alfred Denny. You saw there for the 5 of Chris Hupka as well.
Now you got to think that's going to really hurt Alfred Denny's playoff chances here. There's only 2 race rounds here in the Ghost Cup Series.
Yeah, it's going to put these guys to have a ton of work next week. Next week, we do head over from Talladega to Texas Motor Speedway, which it's honestly kind of... I know the new Texas kind of sucks, but actually in these cars, I actually kind of like it. It's a little bit of extra work.
Yeah, I mean, 1 and 2 is kind of tricky there. I'm not the biggest fan of 1 and 2, but yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of good racing that 3 and 4 in the front stretch.
Yep, that is the next race in this round. Following Texas, we're going to head to the final 2 races, which will be Nashville and Homestead Miami Speedway. So 2 very different tracks there, but I think they're going to produce for some fantastic racing there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Homestead, I think, is the best track in NASCAR, and in iRacing comprise the best multi-groove racing, and I think it's the perfect place to have a championship.
I was just about to say, isn't it just the most perfect place to have a championship?
Oh, yeah, I can't think of another league that has a championship there on Monday nights.
Couldn't think of one on Friday nights either.
Yeah, I mean, just a bunch of different tracks, a bunch of different leagues. It's almost like Homestead's a good track or something like that.
I know, right? Beautiful weather as well.
And I'm sure that the other commentator in the booth isn't biased towards that track due to its proximity to him or anything.
You know, Daytona is technically closer, but I do love Homestead. It's a fun track to go to, and getting to see it was the final championship race there, man. It was a blast. What an environment that was.
I mean, just, the environment of it. It's in, close to Miami. Those bright colors around the track. It's just a real, nothing against Phoenix, but I do think Homestead is the place for the NASCAR championship.
Yeah, I think Phoenix is a good track. Just I was never a fan of it being the championship race per se.
Me being a Georgia boy, I do have to throw in Old Atlanta was a pretty good.
I would have loved to have Old Atlanta. If it wasn't Old Atlanta, Homestead. Those 2 tracks had to be it.
I would have liked to have Atlanta have one more shot at the championship before they repaved it. Now, I mean, I don't mind the reconfiguration of it, but you can't exactly have a championship there now.
No, exactly. Yeah, it's not the same. I would have loved to have seen it as well as that championship race, because oh my goodness, what a race that would be. Those guys would just be slipping and sliding everywhere. Oh, it would be so much fun to watch.
Wheeling it. I mean, another idea I've seen for NASCAR is to actually have the championship race rotate between tracks. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Darlington hold it.
Oh, maybe goodness. Could you imagine Darlington and Bristol? Oh my goodness.
Let's go eat Martinsville. I mean, these are tracks that I think are championship worthy.
Could you imagine Martinsville as a championship race? Oh,
a bump and run for the championship? Man,
that would be insane. I mean, we've seen, obviously, we see drivers do it just to get into the championship in Martinsville. Mm-hmm. Could you imagine doing? Oh my goodness.
Wow. I mean, I really do.
Can you imagine them holding it at Super Speedway?
It would be fun. I don't think it would be great for the sport, though.
Yes, I think a lot of things could go wrong there.
I would love to see an all-star race at a super speedway.
That would actually be a ton of fun. I think, that's what makes, like, the duels so much fun, and, the Clash before it did become the road course. That's what made that so much fun. I
do think Texas should be reconfigured to what they did to Atlanta, since Texas has always been baby Atlanta, and keep the all-star race at Texas with that mini super speedway style race.
That would be a great idea, absolutely.
Be amazing. But going to an actual super speedway here at Talladega, we did hit the 1 to go on the backstretch, and let's just say the top 5 got massively overhauled after that last wreck.
Yeah, we lost our leader at the time, and so really from here, these guys behind him who still doesn't have any damage left, 21's looking pretty clean there.
He is, and we also mentioned Gibney before the first attempt at a green-white checkered, who was sitting in 13th, now is in 4th after avoiding all those wrecking cars. So going to be very interesting to see what happens here as we're getting closer and closer. The anticipation is building as we're going for our final attempt at a green-white checkered.
Nate thinks that Charlotte deserves a chance to hold the championship race. I think so because of where it is. I think that alone gives it a reason to.
Yeah, I mean, the home of NASCAR, Charlotte is would be a great place for it. I wish they'd get the racing a little better there,
That is
but I do
true.
think it's a pretty good track. And he
I
also
think-
said Dover is
I-
the best track in NASCAR history.
I agree.
It is not. Dover sucks. I hate that
love
place.
Dover.
Dover is an awful track.
Dover is one of my favorite tracks.
It's not. It's not a good place. Want them to tear it down, give it to Nashville Fairgrounds. Anyway,
Green flag racing here. This is going to be the final attempt at a green-white checkered. So after this, the next flag will end the race. Time and loops will determine the winner if they can't get around for the white flag and to complete the race. DJ Daniel is lined up next to Chris Wheeler, who holds the lead. Can he get the good restart that he needs? And who's going to be our two most aggressive pushers all day long, sitting second in each of their rows?
you got the best pusher on the bottom and the last two super speedway winners on the top. This is going to be an interesting contrast to see what we got. I wouldn't count out that 31 of Brock Whitehead back in about 6th, as the top line is struggling here in the corner.
It might be that the 96 has still that front end damage.
Ooh,
It might be holding
6
it back.
gets turned.
Oh no, is that going to bring out a caution?
He saved it. I don't know. It's below the line. I wouldn't call it.
Yep, it's going to be below the line. Can they hold on to it? Do they make it to the end of the lap here?
He's got it together. I think they're going to keep it straight as 38 and 96. Oh, 63 is going 3 wide. They're close.
Oh, he's going to have help from the 36 of Kyle Rocket Speeds. You see the 25 is up in the wall. Kevin Gibney Jr., he's going to go to the lead here.
Fun.
Oh, they're wrecking.
63.
Caution's out. That might be it.
I think Gibney just won.
I think Kevin Gibney Jr. might have won his second super speedway race in the last 2. I don't believe it. Oh my goodness.
You had 3 separate wrecks on that last lap. That is wild.
Did that just happen?
I think Gibney just won.
Oh my goodness. I mean, okay, wow.
Wow. I mean,
dude. Okay, so let's see. What I believe here is going to be the pass for the win. Let me see if I can get this right here. All right, this is before they start wrecking here. The 63 makes the move. The 36 goes with him, gives him the push. And is that neck? Oh, I think that's some net code that's going to cause that final wreck. That's unfortunate. And I think right here is where the caution comes out, and we're going to have to wait for official word here and see when we get back across the line here. I believe they're lined up accordingly.
They're about to cross the line. They're going through the tri-oval. This is the last lap.
And it'll be a 1-2 finish for Ford and give Ford the sweep of the Super Speedway races here in the inaugural season of the Ghost Cup Series. And Kevin Gibney Jr. joining the list of multiple time winners here in the Ghost Cup Series, winning at Talladega and Daytona. Oh my goodness, what a finish.
I mean, the top 2 guys all night, I believe, were Gibney and Mcdonald, and they came out with a 1-2 finish.
Unbelievable. Wow.
That was one of the craziest finishes I've seen in iRacing. That was wild. But Gibney got it done when it mattered. I mean, Kyle Rocket Speeds pushed him to that lead when he needed it, and they wrecked behind him, and that was all she wrote.
All right, well, let's go ahead and bring in that 3rd place finisher for us. That's going to be Kyle Speeds. Let's see. Mr. Kyle Rocket Speeds, this is Angel and Blake in the ESBN broadcast booth, buddy. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, Kyle, it seemed like we didn't have a chance to talk about you much all night. You kind of mind your P's and Q's, stayed out of the way, and when it came down to it, the decision right there is you were pushing somebody to the win, and that was either DJ Daniel or Kevin Gibney Jr., and you do just that, but you're going to get a 3rd place finish out of it coming on the outside. I mean, that is a fantastic move there to finish a race.
You're pleased with the decision there. Like you said, it was choose Gibney or DJ there. It looked like Gibney had a little bit more top speed, so I chose him. Luck of the draw for him tonight. He got a great push by me and got the win. I'm just happy to finish the race. Like you said, just minding my P's and Q's tonight. Just happy to finish the race, and that was my goal. Yes, sir. Happy to finish where I am. Texas is going to be another hard track for all of us. Big tire saving track. Have to do my practice there and try to get another good finish so I can make it to the next round.
All right, Kyle. I'm sure you got a couple people you'd like to thank before we set you free.
Absolutely. Threat Level Motorsports. Jeffrey Correa as a coach. Big shout out there. Big shout out to you guys for taking your time doing the broadcast as always. And then Grandma Sue, thanks for watching. Mom, thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys next week.
All right, Kyle. We'll see you next week. Congratulations again on that third place finish.
Thank you.
All right, we just finished speaking to our third place finisher. We're going to bring our runner up here, Dylan McDonald. Blake, take this away.
Dylan, my man, you got a copy on us?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Dylan, crazy race there. Come up with a second place finish. You were probably the best pusher in the field tonight. Why don't you walk me through what was going through your mind there those last few laps?
Just trying to hold on and get to the finish. I do want to apologize for getting to the back of the six. That was not my intention. He just kind of moved up a little bit, and we just hooked together. And so, again, sorry about that. But man, that was a long, grueling race. My hands are sweaty. My foot is sweaty as well from getting on and off the throttle. But I brought it home clean. So I mean, I guess that's always a positive. But trying to stay focused, especially with 2 laps to go and having a kind of a big damaged car, was not in my favor. But congrats to Kevin Gibney getting a win.
Yeah, man, and you had a good points night. You won a stage, finished second in the whole race. You were already tied for the points lead. How are you looking to build on this momentum going into Texas? After winning Martinsville, getting second here, what do you got in mind for Texas next week?
Just a lot of practice and tire save mode. I mean, Texas, honestly, is not one of my better tracks. I mean, it just got to put your car in at the right place at the right time, and just like Gibney did tonight, he was at the right place at the right time. So I'm just gonna take my chances next week and just chill, not be so aggressive like I was tonight, taking it 3 wide almost everywhere on the track. So it's gonna, whenever the race comes to me, I'm just gonna go with it like that.
Well, you had a great run. Congratulations on second place. Do you have anyone to thank?
Yeah, I'll thank Titletown Racing and Spin Move Racing, Zach, David Monispa, myself, Ricky Gonzalez, Mark Gonzalez, Wes Fuller, and Nicholas Panico. You guys for broadcasting, calling a great race all season long. Couldn't do without you guys. Chris Hupka for putting on the league and the car that he's having me run this for the last couple of races. WW Motorsports with Steven Henning, Dustin Stolliker, and Cameron Westenberger, Raise Energy, TJR, and Travis Auto Service here in Fort Wayne, and Upstate Body Shop and Towing in South Gaffney, South Carolina.
Congratulations on the second place finish.
Thank you.
All right, and as we finish up with Dylan McDonald, we get the fantastic opportunity to bring in our 2-time winner, Mr. Modified himself, Kevin Gibney Jr. Kevin, you got us here in the booth.
Loud and clear.
Well, Kevin, right place at the right time is what both Kyle Speeds and Dylan McDonald described your finish right there. My man, 2 wins on the season and coming at Daytona and Talladega. What a fantastic way to cap that one off.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really didn't expect it to. I didn't expect it to end how it ended. I was really expecting a race to the green, or a race to the checkered, but I'll take it when I can. I really wish it went to the checkered, but I will take this win.
Well, I mean, on top of that, I mean, you were just one of the most aggressive pushers all night long behind that 54 for a good chunk of that second half of the race. Then it seemed that, you and Dylan were the top 2 pushers, got in as the guys behind the leaders there. So, really, I mean, and you end up getting to push to win the race. Now, I mean, that's 2 wins already here for super speedway races, man. I mean, looking pretty good, especially today, getting some of those stage points, I'm sure, as well. How do you prepare now to go into Texas next week?
I'm just going to try to stay clean at Texas. I know Texas isn't really one of my strongest tracks. I'm just going to try and keep it clean. Just race clean. Save tires. I know that track's going to be like a cheese grater. And see if we can get a good finish out of that.
Man, Kevin, what just a fantastic finish. You had a lot of people rooting for you tonight. I think you were one of the bigger favorites amongst our YouTube and Facebook. Josh and Nolan.
Your nation to another level.
Yeah, Josh and Nolan Pombrand rooting you on. Of course, Kelly's rooting you on there. Cliff was saying you're doing a good job. You had some of the guys from HTL rooting you on as well. So you put on a show for them, and you gave them the victory they were hoping you'd have. So I'm sure you got some people you'd like to thank here before we let you keep celebrating this one.
Oh, I got a lot of people to thank. First and foremost, thank you guys at ESBN for putting on an awesome show as usual. Thank you, special thank you to Kyle Spees for pushing me to that win. I wouldn't be here without him. My teammates at Deep, they're all great motivators, great teachers. I love them all. Our sponsors, Blackwater Suds, Circle B Diecast, Grounds and Hounds Coffee, Old Timer Hat Company. My mom and everyone that watches, thank you all, guys, for supporting me. And that's all I can really think of.
Man, Kevin, well, fantastic job tonight coming home with your second victory here in the Ghost Cup Series. Go on and celebrate it, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, thank you.
Man, that was a finish that did not disappoint for the race that we had.
That was, I mean, a great race from start to finish. It did finish under yellow, but he pulled all the right moves. He got a great push from the Kyle Spees, and he pushed it 3 wide when he needed to on the 96. I mean, 96
that was perfectly timed.
Yeah, it sucks for the 96 to get shafted, but like that. But that's just super speedway racing at its finest. I mean,
hey, he did it to win Daytona, so I mean, it's not something like it's unusual. He knows what's got to get done, to win these races.
Absolutely. I mean, props to Gibney, props to everyone there. I mean, but he just pulled the right moves at the right time. He was one of the best cars all night. So just great job to Kevin Gibney Jr. on pulling out the win in a very clutch spot here in the playoffs.
Absolutely. Clutch is probably the best way to put it. We go ahead and look at your race results for tonight's Ghost 200 at Talladega Superspeedway, presented by the Fort Worth Screen Printing Company. Kevin, Mr. Modified Gibney Jr. is going to come home with his second victory of the season, just getting a chance to speak with him. Dylan McDonald is going to finish second. Kyle Rocket Speeds in third. Brock Whitehead in fourth. And DJ Daniels at 96 gets shuffled back to the top, to the bottom half of the top 5. Mike Zabanovsky hasn't had many opportunities to run this season, running a part-time schedule. Was excited to be back tonight, finishing in 6th place. Good job for him. Dalton McKinney filling in for Christopher Tate, finishing in the 7th spot. So not honestly a bad day for a fill-in, especially with the damage he had. Bryce Kobler would finish in 8th, Charles Whitehead in 9th, and Kyle Gardner rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, just a great night. A lot of clutch performances here for the playoffs, like I've said. But, once again, props to Gibney. He's got this super speedway thing kind of nailed down.
Does he ever, man. What a great job. We're going to finish off these last couple of spots. Richie Gonzalez, your Kentucky winner, would finish 11th. Daniel Miglin in 12th. Chris Wheeler in that 6th would finish 13th. David Mottesball in 14th. Jeffrey Vickery in 15th. Christian Roos in 16th. 17th belongs to Stephen Ford, filling for Wally Babb. 18th to Vernon Reese. Zack Woods would finish back in 19th. Nick Biddy finished in 20th. 21st belongs to Mike Corvu. Chris Hupka, 22nd. Joe David in 23rd. Alfred Denny would finish 24th. Tanner Nowell in 25th. Ron Gardner's 26th. And 27th was Jonathan Leach. Those were the guys to complete the race tonight. Man, fantastic finish tonight. Oh my goodness, I'm stunned. What a great one there.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more you can really say, man. I mean, that was just a great race, great finish. I mean, these guys threw their cars out there. They raced their tails off the entire race. So just a great job to this league.
And as we mentioned, next week we head to Texas Motor Speedway. Everything's bigger in Texas. Can't wait to see the action-packed racing we get from Texas next week. That should go ahead and that should complete our evening for tonight. Again, what a great race at Talladega. My goodness, these guys really know how to drive these super speedways. Daytona races were a ton of fun as well. So from Angel Santiago, myself here from the Esports Broadcasting Network, and my broadcasting partner tonight, Blake Henderson. Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening.